too hard, something would push back.
What happens next is my favorite part.
What is up, everybody? What is going on? Bigger Ford Entertainment here to talk about another episode of From. Got Jen in the house with us again, and Brian will be here in about 15 minutes. But Jen, tell the people where they can find you, please.
You can find me on the Scene Invaders channel. Also, I drop by and I do some Daredevil. And we're also covering Widow's Bay on the Sci-Fi Vision channel. And you will also see me also doing some From content with Lloyd on Real Cinema and Therapy.
Nice, very nice. Oh, so you're watching Daredevil too? What do you think about this season?
Oh, I'm really loving this season. I loved it all the way back when it first came out on Netflix. I was like all up
Hmm.
on it, and I was so upset when they canceled it. I was so happy when they brought it back, and I've not been disappointed yet. I'm really loving the way this season's going. Well, we're done, right? The last episode's
Yeah,
coming out today, so I
yeah.
mean, I'm really loving the direction it's going in. Um, I know that in the live that I'm covering it, we all kind of agree like we love Kingpin, but it would be nice to get another villain. And now that we
Hmm.
got the huge like Jessica Jones reveal, I'm like, oh, that was like probably one of my favorite like out of all the Defenders and everything. So we're I mean, it's
Hmm.
Marvel, we watched it all. So I loved it. I loved when we saw Danielle. I was like, oh my God, Danielle! I was like so happy to see Jessica Jones, and seeing where that's going, and hopefully like get some Luke Cage back in the house because I love that
Hmm.
series too.
Uh,
So I'm really excited about where it's going. But we'll talk
you
about it
don't
another
you don't
day.
want to hear my opinion on Luke Cage. Maybe Luke Cage. We'll talk about that one day, but I always get Brian always goes at me for that. What's up, Daryl? How you doing? Unfortunately, we are here to talk about lost my train of thought for a second there. And this episode, a lot of people are saying it's bad. I even seen it had like a 66% Rotten Tomato score, whatever they gave it, blah 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 blah. But we're here to tell you that it's not. That it actually has a lot of information, and we got new information. So Jen, your opinions on this episode, real quick.
I really liked this episode. I definitely felt it was a slower pace. We got so much in episodes one and two, but they needed to slow it down. I thought it was a lot
Hmm.
of setup. I thought it actually confirmed a bunch of little theories that we had and kept us going. I also like that we got a brand new big question that's kind of brand new just to this season, and it's not something that's been lingering and hanging over as the new seasons have come. So I really like this episode. I thought it set us up and laid some foundation for some big shit that's about to go down in the next two episodes, especially after watching the little 30-second teaser that they
Hmm.
dropped. Bro, I'm ready. Like, let's go. I thought this was a great episode. I thought it set a bunch of stuff up so that when we're like jaw dropping on the floor, we know the reasons why and don't have more questions.
100%. Daryl said this was my favorite episode of the season. I could see why, right? And I could see why people think, like, if you're not from fanatics like us, then yeah, you're gonna look at this episode and say it was a slow episode. But we watching the episode, breaking down everything, little secrets here and there. So for us, it's like, oh, you gave us something, but you also gave us another secret or another clue to look for. And that's what was great about this episode. And you're right. It is the calm before the storm, right? Next
Absolutely.
episode is going to be a big one. And I did end up coming up with a little bit of a new theory. So I'll just tell you now before we get into the episode, right? Um, we see at the end what Fatima's doing. I think she is trying to recreate so that she can remember what she remembered when Smiley was in her, right?
Right.
I also think that we may not get the flashback of the original scene from Julie. We might get it from Fatima remembering what happened, right? Because I'm thinking
Right.
about Julie's kind of like busy trying to save her father. So for her to be going to different times and helping out and stuff like that and staying for a while, I really don't see that happening. So I'm getting to the point where like maybe we're going to get the flashbacks from what Fatima does with all this dirt. What do you think?
I actually agree with you 100%. I think that Julie's story walking purpose, she's going to have to go back, but I think she's not going to know how to go back until
Hmm.
somebody gives her that memory. And I do 100% agree with you that it's going to be Fatima. I also think, like, they made it a point for her to have that freak out moment when she said that you guys didn't believe me. I told you and you
Yes.
didn't believe me. So I feel like whatever she is starting to remember, she can't really express or knows that without them seeing it, they're not going to believe it. So I definitely
Hmm.
think she's sculpting something that she got through like the Fatima placenta smiley thing, whatever,
Yeah.
and include her memories. And who better? I mean, my favorite scene was in the very beginning. I love the fact that, I mean, everybody thought Fatima was gonna like lose her shit,
Yeah.
right? Everything she was gonna do when people talked about her unaliving herself. The fact that she forgave Elgin and had that humanity and realized that they were both being manipulated, didn't give him no shit, didn't make him feel worse, actually kind of gave him a little bit of comfort and purpose, which is, I feel like that was another like bottom line theory, like
Hmm.
throughout this episode. Certain people stepped in to give other people purpose so they wouldn't lose their shit. So it's almost kind of going against the man in yellow's favorite part. They're not. They're actually building each other up instead of tearing each other apart in their own way so that they don't break because everybody's aware of that being a thing.
Yes.
So I kind of really liked that issue, and you know, we saw like Sophia try to pull her shit with Julia. Another favorite part. I personally
Yes.
really was waiting for the swing. I was all about
Hmm.
it. I was all about it. I'm like,
Facts.
knock her the fuck out.
Yeah, facts.
And then I think I mentioned this last time with you. Tabby frustrates the shit out of me. So like Tabitha just standing there, and not really wanting to do much, and then finally she got her own little moment. I was talking about this last night in another live. We were talking about how is she a good mom or is she a bad mom for leaving the kids yet again? And was Henry right? Um, and I'm like, this woman is full of bad parenting decisions, like all in all, overall. And I mean, you left your kids a note. Like seriously, a note, and then with Donna of all the people, I mean, I love Donna, but
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm there's other choices. I'm just saying, Donna.
No, you are so correct because when Henry said, "Think about your kids," me and Brian were both like, "Yes, exactly. Think
Right?
about your damn kids. What are you doing?"
Right.
So you are correct on that one.
But
She's. What was the consensus? Did they think she was a good parent? I hope everybody said no.
no,
She's not.
everybody said
Okay,
no.
good,
But the one
good.
silver lining that I do say is I'm like, of all the shit she's done, like something always worse has happened, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the knowledge that she's gotten or deflected from
Yeah.
it, like she's really paying a lot of costs, whether like she realizes or not, we as an audience see it, right? With her kids, with Jim, with the way she's handled things, with the loss of time and lack of communication that she's had. So the fact that she actually got some type of a little reward for being a bad parent, like
Mm-hmm.
the boy in white showed up. Like
Yes,
I
exactly.
was like, all right, at least there was some payoff for her being a shitty mom.
Facts, 100%. Said episode 4 trailer is crazy. Yeah, it is. I've been dodging the trailer because I feel next episode is going to be really good. Next episode is going to be absolutely fire. I can't even wait for it. You'd be right about it being really good, cool nerd. Got you. Elgin and Fatima opening scene was really good. Yeah, it was
Right?
good. And we're going to get into it because we're going to break it down and figure out, if we've missed anything or we can catch anything. But yeah, we're definitely going to do that. If Boyd spoke nicely, this is what happens. You see, I'm not going to lie. There was a point where I was like, oh, damn, you trying to make me feel sorry for Acosta? Like, you know what
Yes,
I
yes.
mean? Like,
No,
oh no.
yeah, when she said just give me one bullet, like that whole scene
Uh-huh.
was like, I feel so bad for her. I really did for a
Yes.
minute. And then I was like, she just needs something. And then Boyd gave her a task. I'm like, see, that's what us teachers do. When there's that special kid that just needs that extra
Hmm.
love, you give them a job. And they feel so special and they love that. They love having some responsibility. That's what she needs. She just needs to have something what better for her to do than to investigate as a cop. So
Facts.
I like that thought.
Said Sophie lost her dad. Punching would be too far. No. No, she literally blamed Julie and the family for everything that's going on in there, and then tried to pin it on Kenny. You know what I mean? If Julie didn't do it, Kenny should have did something. Like, hey, I never said that. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
He handled that way too calmly. He's like, "We need to talk." I'm like, "Oh
hmm
wow." not my house. I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Hispanic, and I'm married to a
Yeah,
Jamaican.
facts.
So that's not the way it goes down in none of the houses in our family. There's somebody was talking out.
Oh, you said you're married to a Jamaican?
Yes, and I'm Puerto
Oh,
Rican.
yeah, okay, 100%. I know how that situation goes. Puerto Rican and Jamaican, yeah, definitely. Hey, come here. I
Exactly.
grew up with a bunch of Jamaicans. Like, I'm from Nova Scotia originally, like where they film from. That's where my hometown is. But all my friends are Jamaican, so I know the culture. I know everything, and they don't play.
They don't play.
Looking for answers is fine, but going through the tree was a bad idea. Well, the boy in white told her it was. You know what I mean? Like she was gonna do it anyways. So now that we know it isn't about the person, it's about when you go through the tree. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. I think you're right about that. I think you're right about that. And the boy in white can't control where you go. Yeah,
no. I
yeah.
definitely think it has something to do with something needs to be written down.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think it was intention, but Boyd didn't have intention. He just had a slip of paper that said 1864. And
Right.
Tabitha didn't realize that there was an address right inside that lunchbox that she had. So I definitely think it's
Oh,
like,
that's true.
I
Mm-hmm.
think, and then that's where she went to was Camden. Of all the places, because she's from
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, she could have came out somewhere else. So I
That's interesting.
100%.
I like that. I like that. I didn't think about that because yeah, when she went through it, she did have um, the address in the lunchbox. Boyd
Right.
had the address, the time in his pocket. Yeah. Okay. So
Dale
you
didn't have,
think?
yeah,
Yeah.
Dale
Go
didn't
ahead.
have anything, so he wound up in the pool. Empty pool, empty pockets.
Hey, Dell's death is still the best death in that show, though. I was freaking out when I seen that. I was like, "Good job." So this episode starts off like everybody said. We get Elgin and Fatima having a conversation, and I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see what happens." But then Fatima kind of forgave him, but she also wanted him to do something. So just elaborate a little bit on this scene, what you thought, and especially about the acting too, because I thought it was great.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was great. I really, like I said, I was really amazed, and it gave me so much hope again because everybody thought that Fatima was going to lose her mind and go into this deep depression of despair. And it really
Hmm.
showed that there was still a light of hopes. There's still something inside of her. She still has purpose. And now she has like a direction for her purpose. She has this connection to Smiley. She knows that this place is manipulating you. She knows it's a game and she wants to beat it, especially now that she has a little bit more of this piece of the puzzle. But unfortunately, because no one believed her before, the one and only person that would believe her would be Elgin. He saw the kimono lady like she did. He heard the voices. So if they can both agree that they were being manipulated and not to do that again, they both now have this connection where they can actually talk, where they will actually believe each other. Just like Julie and Elgin had that connection way back in season two when they were
Yeah.
like having the 80s moment and that kind of fizzled out. But Elgin needs a connection. Like his personality, he clings to somebody to help guide him. And even though he has his own thoughts and his own views and his opinions, he still does better with a co-pilot. Like he needs a friend, a sidekick. So the fact that Fatima is giving him direction and she's doing it like kind of on the low, I like that she's got this little secret connection with Elgin so that they can find and kind of be helpful in figuring this place out.
And to be honest with you, like I said last week, Elgin's not allowed to come to the cookout, but if he redeems himself, he can get a plate, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But do you think Fatima told him what were the results of what he did? Like, do you think she told him about Smiley that? Because I know we didn't get that in this conversation, but do you think somewhere she told him about Smiley?
I actually do think that she knows about Smiley. He has to at this point. I know we didn't see that at all. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I
That's
know that
okay.
we didn't see that at all, but I definitely do think that she has to have told him something. Like they had to continue the conversation. Like we didn't hear her ask for the favor, but I'm sure she
Hmm.
had to tell him and he was definitely on board. Plus it makes him seem like all the hurt and suffering that he's gone through actually now is like worth something because there is
Mm-hmm.
something that he can do. Like he paid a price for what he did, but that was his penance, and now he can kind of have this. You ain't come to the cookout, but you need to redeem yourself.
Yeah, 100%. Daryl said, first two episodes were mainly the aftermath and seeing the characters react to what happened at the end of season three. This was the first main setup episode. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? And that's what it was a good job at doing. It actually set everything up and it gave you a little bit of answers, but questions as well. So
Oh, and one good thing I wanted, remember
go ahead.
When Elgin was getting his eye stitched up, he kind
Hmm.
of still was believing like he did something good, right? And Christy
Yes,
kind of gave
yes,
him this one. That was probably Christy's best line since season one.
yes.
Like that scene.
Facts.
Even the ambulance scene with her like didn't hit as hard as it probably should have, but that
Hmm.
scene with Elgin's like it definitely caught everybody's attention. So here to see Elgin actually not put up that argument or fight, like completely submit and realize
Hmm.
he's wrong, and you kind of really felt it with his acting. I
Yes.
believed him. I don't think he's trying to like put a fast one over or like, double
Hmm.
down on her.
Hmm.
I really think he realizes it now that he sat and he thought about it and the way she forgave him and her approach. So I really do see them working together for something. So it's also another storyline that we get to follow too. So something new with the setup. So I really love it.
Absolutely. And me, I was one of the ones who wasn't sure how Fatima was going to react. And I did think it was going to break her, right? Because we did see in season one where she started to have the break. And I thought that this was going to be what kind of pushed her over the limits and maybe Ellis would have to bring her back. But I'm actually glad that it's not. And I'm glad that she's showing, I got to remember what was going on and I'm not going to let this break me. And I like that. I thought that was well done.
Agreed.
We get to Boyd, and we see Boyd is still having nightmares of his wife, but he ends up going to see Abby. And I'm just gonna play this scene because, man, I was ready for hating Abby, and then she said what she said, and I was like, oh man. And then she asked for the bullet,
Well, this time feels different.
Yeah, it's probably what they thought.
and I just was like, oh man, I feel so sorry for Acosta in this moment right now. I was feeling it. I was like, okay, maybe they're going to redeem her. What do you think?
I do think they're going to redeem her. I think, like, especially after the conversation from last season, she definitely was trying to convince herself that she's not a bad person. And this is probably because the one and only thing she did was kill the poor Nikki. And she didn't realize it. And she didn't get the sit down talk. And she's like losing her shit. And we had talked about that from the last episode. But I definitely think that they can redeem her. And I think they're going to do it not for her character, for Boyd's, because he's definitely
Yeah.
subconsciously sees a connection to Abby, and
Hmm.
the only way to set his soul free is to, because Abby's not going to come back. He doesn't even know if he sees Abby, if it's good or a bad entity, right? So
Hmm.
if he can somehow figure out a way to help her and save her, he'll feel like he did the right thing and he learned from what happened with Abby. So I think he needs this to work.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna say even though Acosta came in there guns blazing, killed somebody and everything, I still think Boyd kind of handled it wrong because he was going through a lot of stuff and he was really aggressive with her. I understand the night it happened, but when they had the meeting and she comes in and she's like, "Oh, you got to give people," and he just went off on her again on that time. I think
Mhm.
Boyd and even when he turns around, he's like, fuck, like I shouldn't have been so rough on her. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Boyd has stakes in that too, the way she's acting. And again, like no one's really ever really sat her down and told her everything because even when they went looking for Fatima, Donna said, when all this is done, I'm going to sit you down and have a conversation with you. And she never had that conversation with her either, right?
Right.
So I'm like, nah, Costa, you still messed up, but I'm kind of understanding a little bit more, you know?
I do too. I feel like she's like the kid that fell through the cracks. Like she just kind of got forgotten about. And then
Mm-hmm.
she's been headstrong, right? If she probably would have been more like, which obviously a woman officer, they're not gonna back down. We were talking about this last night. Like usually, like think about the persona you have to be a female officer. So
Yes.
she was very much like barky back and forth with Boyd. Had she been more like, I'm sorry, or just like been silent, he probably would have shut up and realized like I'm going too
Mm-hmm.
far. but because she keeps like going at it, and she's the only one that really, besides Donna, that really like steps up and like tries to put him in his place or question him,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he doesn't know her well enough because she just got there.
Agree.
So, yeah, I definitely agree that he definitely handled things the wrong way. He didn't realize it, but both of them, they both played a part in this, and I think this is their moment to realize that they can wipe the slate clean. Let's start on some fresh new ground because that we have a bigger goal. Like the picture is not our problem. The picture is us getting out of here. That's what we're working on, and you need to be
Yes.
working on that too. So I'm gonna give you a task.
Yes. And let me ask you, do you think the writers trolled us in that scene? Right? It's like, oh, look in this room here and look through all this stuff and see if you can find anything. I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that what we do?
That's exactly what we do. And then I don't know about you, but I stayed stuck on the screen looking through everything too for like 20 minutes to like
100%.
catalog it. And I was looking for all different types of things. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
And there was not really a lot of color that popped, but yeah, I thought the
Yes.
same thing. I'm like, we doing exactly what she said. That was good. That's a good call. You're 100% right on that. Absolutely.
I was like, these motherfuckers. This is what you're doing, really? Because you know that's what we do, right? They watch our streams and everything. You know they're on it. They know we breaking down everything. So put that in there. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. I love it. I think you
Yes.
fuckers for doing it, but I love it. Cool Nerd said, I hate to say it, but I'm hoping Costa wasn't right when she took the ambulance. Um, I don't think she was right, but I think at that point she needed to find out things for herself because nobody was doing things. Yeah, I called her Abby. My bad.
Oh, my bad.
So-
I don't know who might have been me. I'm sorry.
yeah, you know, it said this episode did its job exactly,
Oh, yeah.
100%. I think Acosta will find something important in the colony house basement.
Yeah.
Um, I think she will too. I just don't know what it is yet, right? And I know next episode when they flash to Acosta looking through the stuff, they're gonna pan through everything in that room, and
Yep.
we're gonna stop and pause it to see if there's anything in there that we can find in there. So yeah, they're gonna have us doing it too. Said I think she
100%.
will, Daryl. Kenny had a convo with Acosta, but it didn't go so well. Um, he did, but I don't think he told her everything though. You know what I mean? He just told her like the basics when she first came in, but she didn't get to hear what Donna actually had to tell her. What's up, mother? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. So next up, we get to this part is good. I'm curious to know what you think about this part, right? We get to Sophia, and she wants to have a last minute with her father, so she goes, she has a conversation with him, and then she takes his tooth. What do you think was the symbolism of taking that tooth?
So I have to do a deep dive on this because I'm definitely
I
curious.
tried to.
And,
Go
and
ahead.
I wasn't able to really scratch the surface because I've been so crazy busy. I want to definitely do a deep dive and go into it a little bit more. I really don't have an answer right now. I mean, obviously you can think DNA, but I was
Hmm.
actually thinking that they take that and they collect them. And back in the day when before they had money, they used to barter certain things and certain things came at a higher value. So I was wondering if it had anything to do with that or if it just simply is exactly what he said, a trophy, but it could be something connected to DNA that he needs in order to like in order to shapeshift into him. I thought it was the clothes. Maybe it could be the DNA. This is not the only tooth we've seen too. In
Yes.
Smiley's autopsy, we saw a tooth, and then
Yes.
Fatima's pulled out almost the same tooth. It was a back molar.
Yes.
So something is up with the molars. So the only thing I can think of, wisdom tooth, possibly a connection to the wisdom and the knowledge they're finding, or it could be the way when we play apps in different games. You know, we collect gems and we can trade them in, and they count for stuff, and you pay with gems. That could be
Hmm.
something that they use. That's the only thing off the surface that I can think of that I know of from history and ancient stuff. But I definitely need to do a deep dive on researching that.
I was like, let me see something. Why do demons take teeth? And I Googled that and it didn't really come up with anything. And I was just like, man, I think there's something with that because I'm going to show you too that the tooth is black.
Yes.
Been dead
Right
for a
here.
while, so that kind of does happen. Because you wouldn't have fresh blood going through the body.
I could see that. I could see that. But he's been dead, what, 2 days?
2 or 3 days, yeah.
2 or 3
But
days? Yeah, yeah.
you would have had dead blood. You would have no blood flow for a while. So that's one of those things that kind of happen. But I think Jen was onto something. It's about the DNA. It's not just DNA, but it's the idea of him being able to shapeshift into someone once he has that DNA in him. He understands. I have this opportunity to have that DNA. This is now I can go into this person. I'm adding someone else to my list of people that I can shapeshift into.
I got you. Said, yeah, that's what Brian just said, Daryl. But Brian, tell the people where they can find you real quick.
Sporting Kings go live Mondays and Thursdays, and then I'm with Nzo on Tuesdays and every other day. And Saturday mornings we on the rewind.
Too many
we do a lot
days.
of fun stuff. We just do it every day. That's I assume.
All right, so your thoughts on this episode? Because I know last night on your show you were saying you were going to tell people why this episode wasn't as bad as they think it is, which I don't think it is either. None of us on the panel think it was as bad as people say it is. So go ahead.
People are trying to say like this is a filler episode. It's nothing like that. This is not what it is. Is when you have a story, you have to set up where they're going to next. This is a lot of stuff giving you information. It was more of an information dump of a lot of stuff to let you know so you can get to the next point. If you don't do that, you never get anywhere. You'll never have the next. They're giving us a few answers and a few breadcrumbs. They set up, hey, what's going to happen with Ethan? What's going on with Victor? Oh, now we put Sarah over there. So like you're putting people together, and I think that mattered, and that's how they kind of are going to go for now on. Why is Sarah going to go crazy? Well, we kind of now know what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we now put people in certain situations where you saw what happened with Julie. What's going to push her? What's going to motivate her? Why do we need that book that we have for season 1? Why the directors and authors, everyone told us, hey, go watch these episodes of season 1. Well, the crown monocle matters, right? So now Julie's going to be able to story walk because of the story that she finally got. So without those things in this episode, you wouldn't know what the hell's going on. We'd just be making stuff up.
Facts. You 100%. Poe sent a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you, Poe. Much appreciated. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Always a pleasure. Sophia said she's going to have something to remember him by. Yeah, she did. But the question is, will she be able to maybe now transform into the priest later on because she has this tooth, right? Because we see, and I think we all think that some of the things in this town you're able to be possessed, right? So maybe if he takes something from someone else, he's able to shapeshift into that person, right? He had so many things that, or she, he, whatever, whatever you want to call Sylvia, how I call her, the man in yellow, had so many things they could have took from that priest to accomplish that mission, but they ended up taking that tooth. Maybe it's because the tooth is a little bit more personal, like you said, or something like that. But there also could be a deeper meaning to it as well.
Think about
Maybe.
people are identifying bodies, and they're burnt beyond recognition. What do?
Dental check.
Dental
Yeah.
records. So dental records, and that's because they hold your DNA and they don't change. So you can use that and then change to somebody. That makes a lot of sense for me.
Yeah, Paul, we're going to watch Daredevil. Don't worry about that. We're going to watch that crap. Yeah, we're going to watch it. Don't worry. That's interesting. Now, we started talking off about Fatima and Elgin's conversation. You didn't get to chime in on that, Brian. What do you think?
So I wonder what she's doing, and I think she has now a deeper connection with Fromville. I think she's going to do something with the plants in the earth and all this stuff, that she's going to try to like plant something and grow something that's going to help. I think that's deep. And I remember what Fatima was doing beforehand. She was the one who brought the weed that was able to grow in the greenhouse.
True.
There's a lot of stuff that she's able to do. She has knowledge of certain things, but I think she uses Elgin because Ellis won't let her just be herself. Won't just say he's going to be very protective. This is what people do. When your husband, your wife, they're going to be protective over you. They're worried about you. She wants to go with someone who doesn't care about her, will do whatever's for the greater good. No matter what we say, we hate Elgin or whatever. That's who he is.
Elgin gonna redeem himself in your eyes if he helps her out properly.
Man, Elgin, no matter what, cannot come to my barbecue. I'm just letting you know straight up. You ain't coming to the barbecue. You ain't getting no ribs. You can sit on the other side of the fence. It's just not happening.
So my theory was that Fatima is trying to get the dirt there. She's trying to build something so that she can remember what happened when, because remember, she had that scene where she's like, you think I can remember? I wish I could remember, right? So I think she's doing things to try and give herself visuals so that she can unlock the memory and find out what it is she's not remembering. So I think that's what she's doing in that room with that. He said, did the man in yellow have Sophie's tooth? No, but he had
We
her
don't know.
clothes.
But
Well, that too, we don't know that too. But he had her clothes too. But we're gonna get into something else because when Victor talks about the man in yellow, Victor says the man in yellow came in a car like everybody else, right? Which kind of showing me that it's possible that did the same thing that they did with Sophie. Right? It's not just like, oh, the man in yellow just popped in the car and
This is
he
what
was a
he
normal
does.
person. Yes, he
This is what
did
he
the
does.
same thing. So now they're gonna have to figure out who it was or what it was before that, right? So yeah, that's what I think about that scene. So Fatima must be doing stuff to try and remember more stuff from her vision. Elgin and Acosta have begun their redemption arcs in this episode.
Okay, so that's definitely happening. But wait, maybe the whole thing with the dirt is more than just Fatima. Remember her vision. Maybe it has to do with Elgin too and his vision. Once
Yeah,
again,
that's
it's another
possible.
episode that we had to watch. In season 2 when he I've seen this place before. He talked
Right.
about it specifically, like, hey, I've been here before. I've seen this place. This has been in my dreams. I've dreamt about this place. Another person who dreamt about it. So I'm just saying, might be more to it.
So we already knew that because the man in yellow said he can't enter as the man in yellow because they've learned. Yeah, but what I'm saying is we got to figure out who the man in yellow was before the entity killed. Like, what was that situation? You know what I mean?
Right.
Was there two people in the car? Man in yellow came in there, killed one of them, took their identity. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know we know that the man in yellow is doing it as Sophie because he can't come as the man in yellow. But then does that mean in the previous literation when he was the man in yellow, the one before that, was he somebody else? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like every time does he come in as somebody else? And could that mean if it doesn't go through, the next time he'll come in as Boyd? Who knows?
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's very, very interesting.
Next time he'll come in as the pastor.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's why he
Yeah,
has his tooth.
yeah, maybe that's why he took his tooth. Interesting.
It would explain why he has all that biblical knowledge, because even in this episode, he quoted, I believe it's either Jeremiah or Isaiah, but he quoted the Arkan story of the walls of Jericho and falling. So,
Absolutely.
Yes, we did to Julie, yeah. Which is interesting, but also remember, think about it, the devil was an angel. So of course he knows everything to do with the Bible, right? So there's nothing that you're going to tell the devil. The devil knows all about his enemy, so that he should know the Bible inside and out.
exactly.
All praises
100%.
came through Lucifer. Lucifer Morningstar. All praises came through. So of course he knows everything he knows about the Bible.
Yep.
Absolutely. We get Jade and Boyd. They're having a conversation. Jade still really hasn't figured anything out, but he does realize he may need some acid or something because he asked Boyd for acid, and Boyd is like, "No, we're not doing that. We're not messing up your brain with some acid." What did you guys think about that? I thought it was funny. Hold on. Poe sent another 99-cent super chat. Thank you, Poe. Much appreciated. Always a pleasure, brother. Yeah, what did you guys think about Boyd telling him say no to drugs?
Right? I was like, is this a dare? Like little dare? As much as I agree that you should just say no to like drugs, in this case, considering what we know, I was like, boy, be quiet. Just give the man some shrooms.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to see him tripping balls so that he can figure this out. That's the facts. Like it happened since Miranda, so clearly give the man some drugs so that we can figure this shit out.
And we know that the weed isn't strong enough to do what he needs because he's been smoking weed from he got there. So he needs something more stronger than the weed, right? Yeah,
Yes,
give this
absolutely.
man some drugs. Brian.
I'm like, who cares, Boyd? Whatever. Whatever. If I had stuff, but I thought Boyd's interaction. I thought his response was more, "Where the f am I going to go get you some acid?"
Oh, yeah.
You see who we are? Where the fuck you think I'm gonna go in the middle of the damn woods and find some? What are we doing here? I got some in my back pocket, bro. No, that's not what's gonna happen. You know?
Facts. That is a fact, 100%. Good conversation here, but again, it comes to the point where at least everybody is having conversations and talking now. So I think we're gonna get a lot of answers.
Except for Tabitha.
Except for
I know,
Tabitha.
I
She
know.
want to go do shit on her
I
own,
know.
too.
I know.
We
I know.
were talking about that at the very beginning. She just, her lack of parenting skills just never ceases
so
fucking amazing every
bad.
fucking time, man.
I'm like, how? Like, she left a note for Donna to leave the kids again. I'm like, what? So now Jim's not there anymore. So he goes, I still gotta leave my kids. Like, what is wrong with you?
Like Donna, really? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Donna, I'm like, what they gonna do? Go where the orgies are in college? Where they smoke weed and fuck all day? Like, that's the perfect spot to take them to. Donna?
man.
How about Christy and Marielle? Like, how about Kenny? How about somebody else like with just a little bit more responsibility than
Anyone
me?
else? Oh, dude, really? Donna. That's the one we're gonna go with.
So someone predicted that Jade would need mushrooms to unlock his memories because Randall was looking for those shrooms last season. Really?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense, And we get to
Hey, and you gotta
Yeah,
know
go ahead.
mushrooms have healthy things there. They're healthy kind. I'm just letting you know. Not all mushrooms are bad. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They have other effects on the body. I'm thinking they have positive effects on the body too. So I'm not. It's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
Just saying.
No, it's definitely not. I ain't doing them, but it's definitely not. You know what I mean?
Hey, once you home, you can do whatever the hell you want to do.
Oh, facts, 100%. And if it's listen, if it's gonna get him to remember the stuff to get him out of there, yes, take as much as you need. I will go and pick them motherfuckers for you. All right.
100%. That's right there. I was smiling with a basket and everything, picking everything.
100%. Oh, look at this big fat one I got for you. This should do the trick.
Try this one right now, man.
We get to the funeral and we see that they're burying the two bodies, which is Jim and the priest. What?
And here.
Now, this is the first time that the Crows, because we've seen burials before, and the Crows have never came into the town before. What do you guys think this signifies?
So I originally thought that the crows were bad. But after seeing this episode and seeing that it landed on Jim's grave and the three that were up there and the way they all were, I think that they are a warning. And then Sophia's reaction to it, which I know we're going to get to, I definitely think that they're a warning. And when you go back to episode 1, where all the answers are, according to the writers, we hear that murder of Crow. Right, a murder, or what's a group of crows called? A murder of crows.
Murder of crows,
So I thought it was kind of symbolic that it landed there, and the way Sophia's reaction and the way they were kind of laughing at Sophia, not at them, like haha, we kind of hopefully are warning everybody. And it also brings me back to the tarot card reading with Tilly when one of them decides like kamikaze.
Yes.
So I definitely think that they're a warning at this point, and the fact that they landed there, they're like, she murdered us. That's why we're here, and like, they're there for the people warning them.
I agree with you 100%. And I'm going to give you another piece too. When the priest came, there were no crows.
Yes, no, they were not.
There
Which
were
is
no
Everyone
crows.
else,
Right.
Everyone else that was over there that crossed that tree, had the crows in the air. When
Yes.
he got there are no crows.
no crows.
Listen, I would have jumped that tree. I would have walked. I was like, hold on. Let's go over this tree. Let's walk and see what's over here because we're not turning back around. All right. This does not look like a good situation. So let's try and keep going forward, But yeah, what about you, Brian? You think the crows are a warning or you think there's something else?
I think that's not just a warning, but I think they're showing that the people in the town are getting to the next step in the cycle. And I think that's what it wasn't more that Sophia has a problem with the crows, but that them showing up after that this time that the town is not falling into doom fast enough, into chaos fast enough, and then that possibly she's recognizing that. So now I got to step up my game. I need to go stay with Sarah. Sarah is the lifeline she is literally the backbone of everybody to try to take care of everyone right now. I know it sounds weird, but think about what she's done. You know, she saved a boy from himself. She
That's right.
she got the information for us to figure out what the hell's going on Fatima. You know, like she's not afraid to be herself. Everyone is wary of her, but she's been doing things so much. So that's why you have to take her out.
Yeah, that's why
Because
she can die.
if
Right.
Sophia does something, the one person that ain't gonna be have no fear is Sarah.
Right.
None.
Facts.
Yeah, Sarah's gonna die. Daryl said, people say the way Sophie was reacting, she looked surprised. You really trust Sophia's expression? Come on now. I thought she did look kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I did see that. But if the crows are a warning to the people in the town, then I could see why Sophia kind of gave that look. You know what I mean? And I think we'll get more information on the crows there. Crows here in Mississippi are spiritual related. They are awesome.
They're aware, and what's just interesting about that.
Aware.
The interesting part about that is, so what if the new spirits, new people that have been murdered, go into the crows, and then the crows there, before they go into the Lake of Tears, they get to go around the town. What if that's what is going on? So like the new spirits, that's why Sophia looks at them like, look, I want to kill y'all again.
So do you think
Possibly.
that the spirit of Jim was in the
Was
crow that
in
lived
the crow that
under-
lived on Jim. Yes.
Yes.
That's a nice one. I like that.
I like that.
A sign of the end of the cycle. Yeah, 100%. So at this point in the show, they are getting to the point people are overcomplicating things. The crows were just celebrating, like Julie said. This is the show giving us info. I can tell when the show does this. I get it, but Julie could be wrong on that too. You know what I mean? That doesn't necessarily mean she's right, but I hear what you're saying, though. I hear you. Crows and ravens are very intelligent. Absolutely,
Oh, yeah,
Poe.
100% on.
Maybe there were no crows because he wasn't important to the town, only to Sophie. Or maybe because the man in yellow was there, right? The man in yellow was there. He was about to do something, and I guess maybe the crows didn't want to
They're
give
afraid
the
of him.
warning. Yeah, or
They were
something.
afraid of him, and now they're not afraid of him because of what's going on.
Right. And just because of what they are, I mean, they are very much misunderstood. I mean, look at the way Randall's like looking down. He's the only one that does not look up at any of those crows. Like he's scared of them. Like they were part of whatever cicada coma terror that he had. Like he can't even look up right now. I don't think that was like a one-off. I don't think that was bad acting. I don't think he just missed. I don't think it was the sunlight. I think there's a reason why he's the only one in the entire funeral that doesn't look up at the crows.
Absolutely, 100%. Cool nerd, exactly. Sophie controls the crows. That's why there were no crows at the tree when the pastor came. It said the crows are bad. You will see. Okay, okay,
Well, it
Daryl.
could be right.
Yeah, you could be right, but that's what this show is about, right? It's about difference of theories, and people are gonna be right. Listen, I've been wrong many times, so I ain't mad if I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
No, you're more happy when you're right because you're giving up you're trying to connect the dots, and now you don't know exactly what the dots mean, but you know they mean something. So you're coming up, you're identifying what those things are and trying to connect them yourself.
So people are overthinking that Randall moment. Maybe, but that's what this show does, right? It makes you overthink things. You are absolutely correct. There may be things in here that'll be like, oh, that doesn't mean nothing, and we're just breaking it down. But hey, that's the fun about it, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to get to. Nobody's really watching her, paying attention to her. So the way she's looking around, it does kind of look like a confused little look
Or-
on her face.
She looks pissed off to me.
Like
Could be
annoyed,
pissed
right?
off.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
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 Like
Like, look at
look,
her. What-
like
what are
annoyed
you
looking
doing here?
around to see what's yes.
Exactly what you said, Jen. That's exactly it.
It makes a lot of sense. So that's what happens. Then we get to the diner, and Victor comes in, and he's kind of giving his sympathy, and he gives them a picture, and the picture of the Matthew family, which is kind of I get it was being nice, but I kind of messed up. You know what I mean? Like, hey, here's a picture. Here's your father in the picture. This is what I drew for you guys. It's like,
I don't think that's the messed up part. The messed up part was when he takes Ethan into this bedroom and say, "Look, my dad stays with me now."
oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
I was like,
That
bro,
was messed up.
Did you say that, bro?
Did you guys when he saw the picture though, the way Ethan like kind of like didn't really care about it and put it down and passed it over to Tabitha, I was like, bro, make the connection. Isn't that the picture that you were describing in season 1,
Yes.
episode 2? Make the connection. But he didn't say anything. He's just like, okay, whatever. But I don't know about you guys, but I was waiting for that and then it didn't come and I was like, hey, maybe it's a different picture, or maybe Ethan's just in a bad mood.
Facts. So Kenny's talking to Sophie. Boyd comes in and gets Sophie. And then Julie comes. Now, again, people who aren't really watching the show don't understand how significant this part was, because this is exactly what Sophie's going to do to try and break them apart. She's going to lie, she's going to manipulate things, and she's going to turn people against them. And now that she's with Sarah, that is going to probably do something to turn people against Sarah, or Sarah against people. That's going to be very interesting to see how she does that. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Dude, this is the man in yellow coming back against his biggest rival right now. In my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, what's the problem? If Julie story walks, he knows he's going to have to deal with her multiple times. So let me try to push her buttons, because I just don't like her. I don't think it was this huge thing. I just don't like her. I want to push her buttons. I hope take her off her game, because obviously Julie's doing something right. I think this has nothing to do with anything else. Pushing the buttons, whatever. It's just to piss her off a little bit. Get her off her game. Make her start to second guess herself. Woe is me, instead of doing what she's trying to do right now.
100%. Go ahead, Jen. What do you think?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I thought this was a deliberate attack. After watching the the first episode when she was in the car wreck, the way she was like kind of cuddling up to Tabitha, I thought she would try to cause a rift between Tabitha and Julie, but that's not the angle she went here. So when I saw that, I'm right with you, Byron. I thought she went right for like, you've already been pissing me off, so I'm gonna piss you back off because you're my competition. You keep story walking and finding, and I can't stop you. And the monsters haven't gotten you, and you keep story walking, so you're gonna keep figuring things out. So I gotta knock you off your game. Obviously, you're practicing, so if I can get you to lose a day or two, it'll throw things off track for whatever reason. But I definitely think it was like tit for tat, pushing her on purpose.
Absolutely. No one knows she looks like she is confused by a betrayal. Like, I thought we had a deal. Look, I got you.
That's what it looked like. That's a good one.
Ethan and Victor are half brothers, technically. Yeah, technically. Technically. Some soul and memories, so I view them as half brothers. Same soul.
No,
Yeah. No, you read on that one. You read on that one.
When are they gonna tell everybody like what the Nkui moment is? I'm waiting for that too. I'm glad like Jade is sharing information with Boyd. Like little pockets are starting to open up where they're like sharing information. And I know the town meeting probably won't work, but I'm like, Victor has no clue. Neither does Henry. I'm like, so like, when are you gonna tell people that you guys were like the OGs? Like, what's going on? When are you gonna say something?
Well, I think they also have to worry that the town might blame them.
Oh, the way Sophia just did to Julie, possibly.
The town might say, you're the cause for all these problems, and literally. So, like, not just the Matthews, but it's really you, Tabitha. So we're going to say, you're the reason everything was going well before you got here. Not just the whole family, you, because you called it. And Jade, you came at the same time. So when you both got here, shit went to hell. It's because of you that we're here.
It's interesting, but man, that place have been shit before they even got there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have monsters coming out killing people at nighttime, so they may. I don't
Rationalizing. I mean, people always have to find a villain. People have to blame something they can see. This is why you have these problems in the country now, because you have to blame someone that you're looking at all the time. That's why people have your prejudice and all this other stuff, because you have to blame someone for your bad days.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think they're gonna blame them because, like I said, like it's not like this town was hunky dory and then they came in and everything went to shit. You know what I mean? It seemed like it was just a matter of time before things progress, and I kind of think maybe people in the town kind of know that, at least the ones that are important, anyways. But
I think
we'll
people are
see.
stupid.
We'll see.
You see all the town meetings and how people get get all aggravated and they ready when Tabitha came back, instead of thinking, oh, if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't have thought about this. What is wrong with you? Everyone's going all crazy off the deep end when they're not thinking. People aren't rational when they're in situations like this.
So people are definitely going to blame Tabby and Jade.
Yes.
Maybe, but I think the divide is going to come somewhere else. I'm just not sure where it's going to come from, right? Because I think one thing you have to do is you have to get the town against Boyd. Boyd is the most important run. You got to get the town against Boyd. And I think that's where it's going to be started at, where we need to get people to not trust Boyd anymore, right? Because
Right.
it is the X factor. That's what I think. That in real life and in this show.
Yeah,
So
people are.
people are stupid, Brian. Preach. 100%. We get to Elgin. We see him going doing something, but we end up cutting to Victor and Ethan. And this is where Ethan tells Victor that he needs to find a lake. Doesn't actually tell Victor what the lake is, but Victor says he's going to take him because he's there to protect him. This is the start of the quest. What'd you guys think about that?
I love that it was with Ethan and Victor. And I think it needs to be with Ethan and Victor. And I'm glad that Victor went because you can tell it was like out of his comfort zone. And Ethan kind of gave him a little bit. So I kind of like that they're starting out on their quest together. So I hope this continues on for like another episode. I know like Victor's been traumatized, but I hope that Ethan and Victor can continue on the quest. I hope they can find the Lake of Tears.
Facts, 100%. Said, yep, they almost mobbed her. Yeah, they did. They did. And town meeting, they were stupid. But again, I think even with the town meeting, it was kind of stupid because when they were explaining it, they didn't explain it properly either. You know what I mean? Like when they were talking about, oh, you went and told him, and Henry was like, well, that's not how it went, but he never explained how it actually went to them. You know what I mean? Like,
Because
listen,
they didn't want to listen.
he's like, I didn't believe her either. You know what I mean? So,
But
Yeah.
this is the reason why people don't say anything. And this is I don't think people are gonna get mad at Tabitha and Jay because they're never going to know. They're never going to find out.
Tabitha ends up going home and she takes the picture and then she puts the picture in the cabinet and then she sees the picture of the lighthouse and that's when she gets her bright idea that she is going to head to the lighthouse. And you know, when we saw the trailer last week, right? We were like, "Oh, cool. It looks like Tabitha and Henry are going on a mission to find Victor and Ethan." And that wasn't even the case. She didn't
No.
care.
You don't care about kids. You know what Tabitha's answer is? F them kids. That's 100% Tabitha. She don't care. Nothing. We should all go back to season 3 and apologize to Jim because Jim was the only one caring about the damn kids. And Tabitha was like, all the time, F them kids. F them kids. I'm just leaving. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. And then she leaves and she's like, oh, I miss my family. You didn't have to fucking leave them. You can still be with them right now.
She left a fucking note. That's what her plan was. A note.
Her husband died a day and a half ago, and now she left a note and left the kids again. Like, bro,
Awful.
Daryl is the Tabby defender, so let's hear what he had to say.
wanna hear
He
it.
said Tabby wanted to try and get her kids out of this place is good, but going through the tree is a bad idea. Okay.
just not leaving them. I
Yes.
don't understand why she leaves them.
There's got to be a way where she can do certain things. I get it. Maybe at some point you're going to have to separate from those kids, right? Because if she's the one that has to go through the faraway tree, then her kids can't go through that tree. So she's going to have to go and do that. I get that. But the way she went about doing it in this episode is not the way you fucking do it, Tabby. I'm sorry. You know
sit
what I mean?
down, you talk to them. You know Julie's getting older. She's 16, 17 years old now, right? You know, we see Ethan maturing, right before our eyes. And he's angry. So why would you then leave them? But if you're going to, we need to have a conversation. Let me tell you
100%.
why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you. And where would you want to be? Can we figure out a way that the safest way for you? Can I then maybe ask someone to come move in here that's going to watch over you, have your back, will make you the most comfortable? I know this is a terrible idea, but what can I do? I'm trying to do something. And she just does this time after time because I think she's selfish. Not that
Yes.
she's
Yeah.
a bad person. She's just very self-centered. She doesn't think about anything outside of in her purview.
And here's the thing, right? If she would just sit down and fucking talk to Julie and Julie tells her what she can do, then it's like, okay, so let's see where you can get answers from that may help me if I need to go through this tree and do what I had to do, right? Work with your kids, right? You have Ethan who now knows about the Lake of Tears, doesn't even tell his mom, you know what I mean? In this situation, you go and tell Victor. So if she had a better relationship with her kids, maybe they'd be able to figure it out together.
Right. I 100% agree. So now, real quick, just to kind of play devil's advocate a little, we see in the trailer, right, that she obviously brings him to Village where Ethan's been before, but that's when, like, you get the scarecrow monster that smashes through the house. So do you think that she makes the right decision by taking Ethan there because obviously they get attacked? I feel like Tabitha's a shitty mom, but now because that's kind of a trope that we kind of all been seeing, especially because like the writers see all this, that now they're gonna put her in like these catch-22 positions where you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because even if she's learning from the positions, the place is gonna now put these other dilemmas in her path where no matter what, she's gonna be a shitty mom and make these bad decisions.
She has to talk to her kids, and I think that's her problem. Tabitha doesn't communicate. She doesn't
Right.
communicate with anyone else in Fromville. She doesn't communicate with her kids, and she could only communicate to her kids. I think she can make better decisions because she's not afraid. She's a brave woman, and for someone like losing a baby for a woman is scarring. Like
Yeah,
it's,
100.
you don't get back to that. And I know you have two kids there, right? But you lost, and you blame yourself, right? So you have to understand psychologically that she's not okay, and that's okay for her not to be okay. But you also have to now realize Jim was no longer there to hold everything together. So we need to have conversations. Either I stay and help hold on to you, or we start to grow up and realize I need to talk to you. I need to have conversations. I need to open up. And that was the problem with her and Jim's relationship. She wouldn't open up. She couldn't open up. And now it's going to be the problem with the kids because she can't open up. It's not her fault. This is why I tell her she's a terrible parent. It's not her fault that she's this way. That's two
Right.
different things.
100%. And to answer your question, I think I would be more forgiving if she took her kids with her and shit popped off, right? Because you can't really account for that happening, right? Now,
Right.
if you're taking them into danger, that's a little different. But if you're going like to do on this session, like say you're going to get food or whatever they're going to do, I'm like, okay, I can understand that. At least you have your kids with you. You can watch them. You can protect them, right? But when you just let them willy nilly just walk off and go look for the freaking Lake of Tears by themselves, you know what I mean? Like, no, it
Or just
doesn't work that
randomly
way.
leave a note, just seriously.
Yeah, and want to leave a note, be like, okay, so your daughter's doing story walking, your son is going to look for the Lake of Tears, and you leaving a note, tell them that you may not come back. Wow.
And no three of them know what any of them are doing. That's the
Yep.
craziest part.
Exactly.
None
Yes.
of them know what anybody's doing.
And the only
it's
person that held them
funny.
together was Jim. So you taking Jim out of that situation, they have to learn how to deal with each other again.
Yeah.
And maybe to get to the Lake of Tears, they all have to work together, right? But because they're going separate ways, they'll never know. We'll never know, right? I don't know. I just feel like if they were working together as a team, it would be a lot easier for them. But okay. Then we have Julie, and Julie decides that she wants to go into the house because she wants to get a book in there, and the book is what is going to teach her about what she needs to do with the story walking, which we talked about that a little bit earlier, which was a great way to bring it back to episode 1, which is the Chromonaucle book and everything like that. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it. You start, Jen. Go ahead.
So we really kind of don't really know what the Chronicle's about. We just know that it's a quest. So I really want to find out some more information about this book. And we know that it's like a made up book. It's not real. So it's not like you can even like find it and read it on your own. So I'm really curious to see what she's going to find out. And I'm wondering if the parts that we find out are parts that we've already seen our characters play out in without them really knowing that they're playing a role or playing a part in the story already. Or if as she's reading it, that's what we see like Victor and Ethan doing as they're like, trotting out to find the lake. That's kind of something that has to do with the story. So, and then there's a second book, I think, too, right? The Googleash book.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
Something.
Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I can't say it right either. I have to look at it again. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the books have to do with anything. I'm assuming that they're gonna show her something, but I don't think it's gonna be direct. I think she's hoping like to read it on a page and it just be there like a third grade reading comprehension, and she's gonna have to. It's not gonna be that way. It's gonna be seen through like something in a metaphor, thematic, and she's gonna have to tie it together through the way the story is being told to what she's actually living, like that transfer of knowledge.
Do you think she's gonna find the answers from one book, or she's gonna have to use multiple books
All
to
three of
find the
them.
answers?
She's gonna
Yeah,
use all three.
Yeah, she's gonna have to use all of them. I 100% agree. Because
yeah,
Ethan's been reading all of them, right? So they're kind of
yes,
probably all mixed together to make the quest that he's going on. So I think she's gonna need all of them.
absolutely. Brian, go ahead.
This might be weird. I think the first book with Norm is going to be remind her of her dad, of Jim, right? And then Norm is going to have a daughter, and that's what the second book's going to be about. And that daughter is going to be literally story walking. And I think that's what she's going to think about. Hey, she's going to realize later that Norm is like Jim, and she's like the Googleash, whatever it is, whatever. And then the third one's going to be like the haunting of a town and them having to defeat it using her powers. I think it's going to be almost like a microcosm of what they have to do in the town, and it's going to be so apparent because it needs to be apparent because we as a watcher on the outside, we have to be able to explain it without having us read pages. So I think it's going to be almost exact like a microcosm of what's exactly happening at the time. And I do want to say, Randall, bro, she's cute and she's young. Run away. This is not for you.
Listen, I want to say I think Randall is looking at her as a big brother type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that
we're gonna put
happens.
it that.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
she's 21. Run away. Just go away. You might make it, Randall. I promise you, keep on doing this stuff with Julie, you're gonna die.
Right?
It kind of makes sense. Um, Said she's stagnant because she refuses because she refuses to grieve Thomas' death. Absolutely. Now Tabby is wrong for bringing her kid with her. No, not necessarily, but I mean, like Jen said, it's a catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You leave your kids, we're gonna be like, why did you leave your kids? You take your kids, we're gonna be like, why did you take your kids? So I'd rather have my kids with me and be able to protect them than to not know where they are or anything like that, if anything. So that's just me. No matter what Tabby does, people are going to complain. That's all there is to it. Scared is a great way to describe it. Absolutely. People were wondering where Ethan's third book was. We'll see the third book in their house when the haunted stuff happens. Interesting.
And so I'm probably gonna flip to a page that's gonna be really important.
I could see that. In this episode, we learned that the Lake of Tears isn't a location in one of Ethan's books. It's something he made up. Actually, we're going to get to that because I don't think it's something he made up. I think he explains that maybe it wasn't something I made up and I just dreamt about it or knew about it from before, right? So they do have that conversation. So we get to that in a minute. But we get to Ethan and Victor and they see Jade.
Let's go.
And Jade is just chilling.
Speaking of Jade, just chilling out there. I actually love that. Like he's trying all these different ways to meditate and
Yeah.
do those things. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he wasn't naked because I was so afraid that man was naked. He was sitting there with those little boys coming up. I was like, "Oh, please don't be naked, Jade. Please don't be naked."
This is not the boys, okay?
Yeah, facts. Thank God, because I don't know if I could have handled that. And this, I'd have been like, oh, here we go, you know. But he ends up telling Victor about the Lake of Tears, and then Victor has the idea of asking Jade for help, which they end up doing later on. But I thought it was great that they brought Jade in on it too. You know what I mean? And Jade definitely has some answers that he needs to find. So working with them, it feels like you're getting pieces of the puzzle working together, but everybody has to come together. That's Tabitha, that's Jade, that's Ethan, that's Julie, that's Boyd. Everybody has Sarah. They all have to come together and work on what they know. And even with what Fatima's doing, I think she's gonna find out some information because.
You know,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Fatima has something going on with her. I think she's turning into something. I don't think she's turning into a monster.
Really?
She's turning into something.
Okay.
Interesting. I like that. I always said that from when she had the baby that I don't think the baby was going to be in. I thought she was going to turn into something too. But I got you. I got you. I know he saw a vision or had a dream about the lake, just meant not from his book.
I hear you.
Tabby's sons and husband teaming up. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Next up, we get to Boyd. Oh no, we get to
Randall going in that damn
Randall.
house.
Yeah, Randall going in the house looking for the book. I mean, there wasn't really much about that part, but we have the conversation with Jade and not Jade. Oh my God, Kenny and Sophie.
Sent it God.
Sophia.
And that's what you told Julie.
I just
Let's
thought,
go back so we can hear exactly. Like, that actress she is great, but I still think she's kind of iffy. I don't know, man. What do you guys think about this scene in her?
I thought she did a great role playing it off, but when she's like, I know, I felt like she wanted to say, I know, I eat that fear. Like, you know, like inside, she wanted to say, I know, I devour that. It's like almost like Pennywise, right? It reminds me of it. Like, I was just waiting for that moment. But she's doing a great job killing it. And the fact that Kenny, like, kind of took control, like, stop. And she like listened, it kind of like made her abrupt. I liked that her emotions really flowed with what's going on because obviously she knows that's what she's doing. She's acting on top of being an actress. So it came out. I thought it was really, really great. And Kenny's just eating it up, right? He's just believing it and falling for it. I think that one of the ways that Sophia is going to definitely put a divide, like you were saying, she's going to have to hurt Boyd. And who's the first person I think that they can
Kenny.
turn around against
Yeah.
Boyd? Would be Kenny, and if not Kenny, it'd be Don to be a close second. Like if you can get those two to go against Boyd, you can flip the whole town.
Absolutely, 100%. What about you, Brian?
I think Sophia looked at Kenny and realized he's the weak link. He's the one who he looked at him and says, he's the one that believed me. Because let's just have this same conversation and let's pick a random person out of the hat. A person that don't do nothing. Let's put Ellis in there. He don't do shit, right? You put Ellis in that situation, he gonna listen to her and be like, this motherfucker lying. Like he did with Elgin. Like Elgin sitting talking about him, he looked at him, he was like, you lying ass motherfucker. You know, like what I'm saying, like that's what ended up happening. I feel like Kenny's the only one this will work on.
You're
If it
right.
was Jade, you put Jade in that situation where Kenny is, Jade would be like, you the devil. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, you the damn devil. You know? So like I feel it only would have worked with Kenny.
You're,
that's
I
why
think you're 100% right on that.
Listen, I've been known to be a good judge of character, and I know Derek says, "Oh, you just feel that way because you know it's the man in yellow." No, if she came into the town, I would really be like, something is not right. I wouldn't know what it is, but I would just have this feeling that something is not right with that person. And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, when I get that feeling, I'm usually right. So I would have been like, you're right. Kenny's the only one that's gonna fall for that. Kenny holding back his anger so much. You think so? I don't think
His
he's holding back his
frustration with her,
yeah frustration. Yeah,
that's exactly what Daryl says 2 comments down. He says Kenny lost his dad, and Sophia just lost her dad, right? So when they both, so he had this common ground. So he's trying to make excuses for her instead of seeing what's right in front of his face. That's why he's the only person this will work on. No one else will fall for this.
Right.
If this was
100%.
Boyd, Boy would probably strung her up right then and said she got to go in the box. Like, I can see it.
Boyd was
Do
already
you
giving her a side eye in the diner, like when she started her shit with Julie. So I can see that.
do you think Fatima's fate has something to do with the quilt painting in her room? Ooh, that's interesting. I believe so. Go ahead, Jen.
So I think we might have mentioned this before in the last live stream, the fact that they look like the Adam and the Eve,
Yes.
right? So I think that they obviously that's an origin story and a creation story. So this wasn't my idea. Either you said or somebody else said it that they think that it's gonna come back to somebody's gonna have to still guard the world of
Yes.
from because they're not
Yeah.
gonna be able to kill the entity.
Hmm.
So I actually really loved that theory, and I knew that it would come back to an origin story, but tying that perfectly in. So I 100% agree, and I think that would be the connection that Fatima has, that she's going to feel like she has to stay there and save everybody and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Absolutely. Not to mention, some of these people, man, I don't know how you go back into the real life after you experience what you experience
100%.
in this town. Cause I know I wouldn't. Every little noise I hear at nighttime would freak me out. You know what I mean? Like there's no way I'd be able to live again.
I'd
So
have to make my own talisman and have it.
facts, facts, facts,
What do
facts.
you guys
Especially if
think
you
about the idea right now that Tabitha's turned into a vampire? Not Tabitha, Fatima is turned into a vampire.
a vampire.
That blood
Interesting.
craving.
The blood cravings, all the things that she's done, her blood, though she had the baby, is still her body's still craving it.
So the only person that we've seen eating blood now that we've seen this, besides the monster, is because it's in that teaser with the man in yellow. Do you think that she could be turning into something like one of the monsters of the man in yellow?
What if she wants to grow vegetables and want to wait for them to rot, and she needs to continue to eat rotting vegetables? What
Maybe
if it's something real bad like that?
I'll say
yeah.
this. I always said the kimono lady and her looked alike. You know what I
Yes.
mean? I said they looked alike. I was like, could she be turning into the kimono lady? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. But I always said that I don't think that whatever happened to her with the baby is it. I think there's going to be something else that happens to her.
I think so
But
too.
I, I mean, I know
go
that we
ahead.
see that dirt. And if it's not a sculpture like you and I were saying, or it's not something like that, imagine she is going to make like the scarecrow monsters or do something that has to do with them digging that up because of
Mm-hmm.
something she makes. Somebody in one of the discords said that she could be making a golem, and maybe the
Mm-hmm.
golem is going to be the scarecrow monster. She might be like you said, like almost like a kimono lady, like birthing different
Mm-hmm.
types of monsters. Like
Ooh,
that's
that's
definitely there. Like
interesting.
that you don't know with this show. So I liked that theory, like hearing it. I don't know if I believe that. I'm kind of leaning more towards I think the sculpture and has to do with the vision and she's trying to express herself. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the theory that I'm going with. But I heard that theory and I'm like, dude, it's possible. That's a really good theory.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
crazy.
Donna keeps getting mentioned by the man in MIA.
Man in yellow.
No,
You
no,
mean
she's
man in
saying
yellow?
Yeah.
Oh, confused, but okay. Um, because it's a show, everyone thinks everyone is suspect.
That's true.
Listen, I'm sorry, but even in that town, I would think everybody's suspect. To be honest with you,
Haven't we been right though? Everyone
you
is
know,
us.
yeah,
everybody's sus.
yeah, man. I'd be like, I'd have like maybe one or two friends that I trust. Like, I'd probably trust Boyd, and I'd probably try and get close to Boyd and be a friend of him. But other than that, hey, you working with these monsters? You know what I mean? I don't trust you. Where were you last night? Trust me. People wouldn't be thinking she's a mole. They just would be less willing to put up with her BS. I'm not gonna say a mole, right? Because I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I would honestly think she was a mole, but I would definitely think something is up with her. Like I wouldn't trust her for some reason.
Yeah.
Just like Tilly, I wouldn't have trusted Tilly.
The way she
I
came out
wouldn't.
singing and
And
happy to be
dancing
there.
in the rain and shit like that. Yeah, I wouldn't have trusted Tilly. There's no way I would have trusted Tilly. You know what I mean? Even if I found out Tilly was, oh no, Tilly's fine. No, I don't know, bro. Back in season when Fatima said they won't be the same if they go back home, she did say that.
She says they
Absolutely.
will never if they go back. I think that's going to be a
Yeah.
choice for them, and they're going to say they're going to look and they're going to say someone has to stay by, and they're going to hold hands and they're going to look, and it's going to be Ellis and it's going to be Fatima, and they say we're staying. My father,
Because
'cause I think Boyd is going to die, so Ellis has nothing else to live. He wants to be with her. She doesn't want to go back to a place where she kids or whatever. Maybe she could have this magical thing and have a family there. They stay and they stay from.
Yeah, I really really like that, and it ties that tapestry, that quilt that one of the comments came up before. I forget who the user was, but whatever they said, I agree with it. And I think you guys were talking about that last time, and I was like, that's a great theory because you definitely saw them like it's going to come back to an origin, but them
Yes.
having to stay guarding it, and like Kenny had said in that one episode, the best we can do is, even if we don't make it out, leaving something behind so that the next people can be better or do better and make it out. I think Fatima and Ellis are definitely going to do that now. That was a great theory that you guys had, and now I'm like totally on that with you guys. I love it.
It's
Because
even to the
if
point where it could be even that because I was told about being the link. It's been or a circle. It's been the same thing happened over as a cycle that's happened over and over again. And the only way you could do anything with this is to close the link. To close the link is the end comes back to the beginning. And it closes the link. So now we have just a circle that happens over and over again, but it's not new people. It's just the same thing going over and over. Instead of having
Absolutely.
to worry about them never being able to end this link. And it just keeps on going on and on and on and on forever.
Right.
Absolutely. Said Fatima isn't turning to anything. Her cravings are gone. They said MIA as in Donna isn't around in this episode. I got you, MIA. I got you. Okay. So they have this conversation. Then we have Boyd. I'll skip the Randall stuff because I really don't know about that. But Boyd takes Acosta into this room. And I said this earlier. You weren't here, Brian.
This is important. This is really important because I really believe Acosta's going to find the key to everything.
I think she might, and I think she might not, because I was telling Jen earlier, isn't this the writers trolling us? Because isn't this what we do, right? We look at every little thing in the show. It's like, oh, let's stop the picture here. So Boyd takes her into a room and is like, hey, look in here and see what you can find. I'm feeling she's not going to find nothing.
But you remember, she's ready to kill herself.
Yeah.
She's ready to die. And usually it's darkest before the dawn. So that's why I think because it's so dark for her, she's going to find something and they're going to go.
Yeah, I think she might, but I also think the writers were just like, this is what you guys do, right? When you guys come into this show, you take every bit of information and you break it down, because the way he says it, it's like...
This sounds like me. This is what I was doing. This I was doing yesterday. I was like, all right, so now what's going on here?
So here's the question. Tell me you didn't stop on that scene to look and see if you've seen anything in that room.
1,000 times.
Right? 100%. For like 20 minutes staring at it, cataloging things in a notebook.
This kind of looks like the place where we saw this guy before. And maybe this could be this. Like, yeah, no, 100%.
But Enzo, you 100% right. The way he describes it, he's like, we're going to shoot this like this crime scene, and you're going to develop a narrative. I'm like, that's what we do. We develop our own theories. This shit ain't right, but we still develop our own narrative. Like, even if she develops her own narrative, she doesn't know if she's right. She's just putting things together that she thinks might work, right?
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do.
100%. Right, that's right. Right is on point with that one. Said Randall sees a brick. People were wondering whose bodies was in the trailer. Yeah, I remember. And the rat that came out of the mouth. Yeah, I remember that.
I was like,
yeah, go ahead, Jen.
Just a random. So in the live that I was in yesterday, somebody had brought up in the chats that they think that Abby will find. I'm not Abby. I'm gonna call her Abby again. I think it might have been me. That they think that Acosta will actually find Sophia's picture. And obviously it'll be a picture from like 1960s and possibly be still her in 2022. So I thought that was probably the best theory that I actually heard, and it came out yesterday in a live. So I was like, that might be on point. I could see Acosta finding.
I like that. That's interesting.
and
Said
she does just enough time to save Sarah because Sophia's going to be messing with Sarah's mind and everything. And they're going to run to her. They're going to save her. They're going to do whatever it is. And they're going to know she's the problem.
I would love
absolutely
Acosta
like
to
that.
go and like save Sarah after that little bitch comment that she made. She's like, "We ain't friends." Like,
Facts.
I love it.
Giving Acosta something to do, but I think Acosta will find something important, maybe an old pic of the real Sophie or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I like that. You know what I mean? I didn't think about that, but I definitely like that. And it makes sense that maybe she finds a picture in there, and her being a cop, she would be the one to do it. So I definitely like that. Now we get to Tabitha. Tabitha decides she's going to go do what she did, but she was looking for Donna. And Henry, I guess because it's his wife, right? He knew she was lying, so he decided he was going to go with her. What did you think about Henry not letting Tabitha go by herself?
I definitely thought that was a connection. Whether he realizes that that's
Me too.
Miranda reincarnated or not, he did like the husbandly right duty and reminded
Mm-hmm.
her what she's like her womanly wifely duties are. Like, you're a mom. You can't go through this. What if you
Mm-hmm.
die? And she's like, she actually brushed it off and I just wanted to hit her. I'm like, that is not what you say if you're a mom. You
Facts.
don't just brush that shit off. So frustrating. But I really loved what Henry did. He even put his body in front of the hole and everything. And I thought it was epic. And I'm kind of glad that she didn't like the. I'm actually glad that the boy in white popped up because I think Tabitha would have grabbed him and thrown him off so she could have still gone through. I think she's
Mm-hmm.
at that kind of level of not giving a fuck and not realizing what she can do. And in this irrational moment, even though she looks calm and cool headed, I can see her grabbing and pushing him down to the floor and still trying to get through. So I'm kind of glad that he popped up. I think he kind of saved everything. She probably would have been right next to Dale holding his hand in the pool.
Agreed. 100%. What do you think, Brian?
Literally, obviously, Miranda and Tabitha have a type. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, he did the Jim thing. This is what he did. He was like, "Look, I'm gonna be Jim because this is what Jim would have done. Jim would have sat there and said, "All right, let's go do this together." He would say, "You ain't going nowhere. I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
you're doing. You ain't
Mm-hmm.
going nowhere." So it was so funny. But it's obviously they have a type because she's the same person in every life. You know what? Maybe she needs to be
Yeah.
doing the shrooms. Maybe she'll come back with a bottle tree. That's what needs to be
Maybe she's
happening.
there.
Yeah.
Facts, 100%. We get to Jade, Victor, and Ethan. And I'm just going to play this conversation a little bit because this is what Daryl was talking about. And I think Ethan kind of explains why. And Jade had nothing else he could say after that. He's like, you know what? Maybe. And we already know that Ethan is important to the story. So what do you guys think about this?
I loved this moment. I think this made the connection that Jade needed to see because Jade hasn't really told that many people, or at least Ethan has no idea about all of his visions. So now it kind of clicks to Jade why he's having those visions, even though he already has figured that out from the Nkui moment. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
all kind of came together, and they need to listen to Ethan more. This is his story, and no one's listening to him just because he's a kid. Like we talk about, the adults not listening to each other because people are stupid. Well, people don't listen to kids either because they just don't think they're smart enough or know what the hell they're talking about. And I know sometimes you say fuck them kids, but honestly, sometimes when you sit down and listen to them, they have a point. There's this
Yes.
innocence that they can see things that sometimes we have forgotten. So there is some, you know, you sit down and listen to your kids and talk to them like we were saying before. There is a point in time where you need to do that, and I'm really glad that Jade didn't get overly impatient with him, didn't get all I'm confused, this is so stupid, or didn't get angry. He kind of just was quiet and listened, and he had his own little eureka moment that it kind of made sense. And I think that kind of clinched Jade believing Ethan. So I hope this is the first step but not the last adult that starts really listening to Ethan.
Absolutely, 100%. Brian?
I got two things. First, while that story's been going on, look at Victor. Victor is listening more intently than Jade is. Victor is looking at it and he's like, oh, wow. You see him listening. He's listening and he's shaking his head. I think that Victor is going to tell Ethan something and share with him something he wouldn't share with anyone else because he gets it. I think he gets it, and that I think that he's going to be so very important, and this whole conversation is going to be so very important just for them two. Okay. The second thing is this entire episode to me was more like a puzzle. You ever work on a 1,000-piece puzzle? What do you have to do? You have to go to each corner, right? And you work on this corner here, you're working on this corner here, you're working on this corner, and then what you do, you start to figure out what puzzle pieces go in just in this corner. Before I know, I'm trying to split this thing up a little bit more. This episode is all about putting all the pieces in that corner, figuring
Facts.
out what it is. And now that we have I know how this thing's going to be laid out, how important this is going to be, I can start putting things together. This is what this is about. So now we're going to have Victor understanding Ethan, listening to him, realizing I can share things. It's going to open Jade's mind to something because now that he's going to go get high, he's going to be more free to listen to all these things. And then he realized Ethan was talking about something. Now
Absolutely.
we have the
100%.
Fatima stuff in that other corner. What's going on where? We have no idea, but that's something right there. Then we're going to have the Tabitha, Henry, and the boy in white stuff in this corner. And then we got the
Absolutely.
Sophia stuff over here. And in the middle is Boyd, because he's the thing that puts it all together. That's what
And
this
it's fun.
episode was all about.
And it's funny that you say that too, right? Because we know that Boyd and Jade are going to go on a little quest, and it's going to cause a riff onto what if I believe it's like if Boyd actually believes what Jade saw or something like that, and I think maybe that's where it could start to pull the town into a divide, where there's a certain side that says we got to follow what Jade is saying, and Boyd's like, well, how do we know what Jade is saying is true? You know what I mean? So it could be that too that caused the rift. Because at first I thought it was going to be Acosta, but it looks like to me like Boyd and Acosta might make amends. I have a feeling they might end up being on the same side, right? Because
Acosta's
if
going
she,
to solve this. I think you're right. You're on to something with this whole thing with Jade and Boyd, right? But Acosta's going to find the picture and it's going to save everything. It's going to put all the things back together.
so I agree with you, but I think, and here's another thing I think too, because I know we see a part where they bring Boyd to the jacket. They're going to know that someone in the town is not supposed to be in the town, right? Obviously, the first person they're going to choose is Sophie, right? That's probably going to be the first one they choose, but they're also not going to think that,
No, but
I don't know,
Kenny's going to protect her. Kenny's going to protect her until you have to have proof.
I
Kenny's not
could
gonna
see
do that.
Kenny protecting her too. I could see Kenny protecting her too, 100%. But I could also see them questioning men because it's a men jacket, right? Not knowing that he can shapeshift into a girl or whatever, and they think maybe it's someone pretending to be a man, and they're gonna question all the men and probably forget about the women. So I could see that too. Not exactly sure where that might go with, but I have a feeling that that discovery is going to cause the divide, and then your Acosta finding the picture is going to be like, no, this is who it is, and that could probably
And they're
be,
going to say, where is she?
yeah,
And she's already kind of got Sarah
something else.
messed up.
Because Boyd said it's a step ahead of us, right? It's always 2 or 3 steps ahead of us. So even when they find out it's the man in yellow, he'll probably be on the next step. I think he knows that some of this stuff is supposed to happen, right?
Right.
So they end up finding the jacket, and Victor just loses it. Like
So
he
heartbreaking.
pees himself,
An old meditation technique.
mess with, all right? And then yes, the crow comes. The crow comes. They said the crow came to mock. So yes, the crow
What
did come.
could it
but-
come? We also say the crow comes to warn.
There it
That's
is.
what I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Jen. You're saying?
Yeah, I think it's a warning. When you see Victor, okay, Victor's dealt with this place for 40 years. He's seen the monster. He saw him get like Julie out in the Kali House massacre. You've seen him help. You've seen him deal with these things. He has no problem staying in the peach tree, even though in the peach truck, even though there's no talisman. Like he can survive there. We've never seen him get paralyzed in fear, start trembling, and urinate on himself. That is pure terror, fear, and trauma. That to me, this is a warning. Like that was confirmation. Like this was real. And Ethan was just saying, like maybe I thought it was not real, it was pretend, but it really was real. And I think this moment that happens right after is exactly that playing out. Like this,
Yes.
that what you saw of the men in yellow, like those memories that you try to shove down and suppress and think that it wasn't real and think it was just a nightmare from this place. No, it was real. And I think that this is a key once he kind of gets over it so that he can obviously talk about it. And that's what we're going to get, like we saw in the trailer with him digging up the pictures. He's going to start to talk more about what he knows of the man in yellow. And hopefully that'll bring more of them together, more of the adults together so they can, more of our main characters so they can talk about things more.
Absolutely. What do you think, Brian?
What she said.
I said, haha, you peed yourself. Yeah, I know, but man, I mean, when you see that and you could see the scared look on his face, you could just see like something is up there, right? Like,
And you know that he's been there. You know he's going through all
yeah,
these crazy things. If
yeah, yeah.
he could wakes up every morning after living here for 40 years and just seeing that jacket makes him pee himself.
Right.
So now seeing that, right? Do you still think that Jade was because we had a theory that maybe Jade was working with the monsters? That's how we survive. I don't think that's the case anymore.
Oh yeah, no. I don't
I
believe
think
it.
Brian?
Jade. I don't even know that Jade is going to be with the
Not
monsters. I
Jade, sorry,
honestly
not
think.
Jade. Victor, Victor. I'm sorry, Victor.
I think the Man in Yellow was there and then probably helped. Because we might find out that the Man in Yellow was the only person there with Victor at the end. So it's the boy in white and the Man in Yellow, and that's why he's afraid of him. The boy in white was protecting him from the Man in Yellow
Right.
when there's no one else there, and the Man in Yellow is what cleaned up all the bodies. We're talking about the thing that Julie did it. It could be the Man in Yellow that did all that.
The man in yellow can't create anything unknown. He can only replicate.
Oh,
Makes
wow.
sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, but I know. So when we talked about Victor, we questioned how we survived in the town for so many years without that. Maybe he made a deal with the creatures or something like that. After seeing the way he peed when the man in yellow came in, I don't think he actually made a deal with the creatures because we know that the man in yellow was directing the creatures, right? When Sophie goes outside in that first episode and Kenny runs after her, she was definitely talking to them monsters. There is no doubt about it. She was directing them and what to do, right? So I don't think that I think I'm more or less going with, and so here's another thing. Because I talked about, and I said it earlier, where I think that we're gonna see, and I don't know if I said it to Brian, but Brian, I think when it comes to the flashbacks, I was saying I think we're gonna see the flashbacks through what Fatima's doing to try and remember with that little dirt stuff, right? I think Julie is too busy to be trying to save her father to be going back to all of these times, helping Victor, giving the kids the story, and doing all that. I think she's on a mission. So if it's not her, then it's Eloise. It's Eloise that was coming back and helped Victor survive, and
But
Victor doesn't
Eloise
remember.
didn't help Victor bear her own body and say this is where the body is, right?
But
Someone else
Victor
did
with
it,
his
right?
no, but with Victor's memory, right?
He doesn't
Victor
know.
would not remember who came back and helped him because he didn't even remember about the boy in yellow, right? So everything that happened to Victor, when you have trauma like that, he forgets everything. That's why he wrote it down, or like pictures, right?
Pictures, yeah.
Maybe we'll see a picture of someone helping him move the bodies or the cars or whatever or something like that. But I'm more or less inclined to think it's someone else and not Julie doing it, because I think Julie has her own mission, and that's to save her father. You know what I mean?
I'm okay with that.
And then when we see in the next trailer, which is going to be interesting, I'll show it at the end of this, she has short hair. So I want to know where that's coming from, if she cuts her hair during this episode or we're seeing future Julie. So I want to definitely see that. But we'll discuss that in a second. Victor knows the cycle is ending. He knows it's ending with the massacre. 100%.
Okay, what the hell is in that damn box? What the hell did Keenan give her? The thing that this belongs to her. There's no girl stuffed in there, right? And if there is, what the hell was wrong with the priest?
Facts. Facts.
100%. I mean, how
What
many
are you
Bibles can he carry in for her? I mean, how many copies does she need?
What else could be that? He looked at it and he said, "This might be hers. This might be Sophia's stuff. If it was a dress, that's the problem with it."
Yeah, you right. You right. No, 100%. You right. Because that priest was alone. There should be no female stuff, and that's why I said I think. Remember when I talked about you when like I would like when they checked the car, I'd have been like, wait a minute, how come there's no female clothes in here, right? If your daughter's on a vacation with you, how come there's no female clothes in here? So I had that. So I don't know. That's a good question, Brian. What is in that box? But she ends up moving in with Sophie. And what do you guys think this connection is going to be? Do you think this is going to be the end of Sophie, or is this where, end of Sarah, or you think this is where Sarah finds out that that is not who she thinks it is?
So I love Sarah and I want Sarah to continue on, but
Me too.
I mean, there's only so many episodes left, right? We need to see some bodies dropping, not just like some huge massacre. And I do think that I mean, we see in the trailer that she hears voices again, and Sophia comes like running over to her. We don't know if she's hearing voices because of wherever those voices come from, or if Sophia brings those voices on to drive her crazy and make her go mad and does it until like her head pops. We kind of don't know, but I could see Sophia, the man in yellow, wanting to take her out. So I
Yeah.
could see her being one of the next bodies that drops. I don't want her to be. It would be really great if she's the one. I want her to be the one that figures out the man in yellow. But in
Me
the
too.
same breath, I could see the man in yellow taking her out too. It can go really either way, especially with her purposely living with her.
Me too. 100%. Good night, cool nerd. Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated.
See you later,
Brian,
man.
what do you think?
She gonna live, man.
I hope so.
Don't ask me why I'm saying anything. Give you any facts or anything behind it. I'm just saying, in my heart, OG's gonna live. Sarah's my +1 at the barbecue, so I'm not just letting her go. She's my +1. Hey, you treat her like family. That's
Facts. No.
that's
Say
how
what you. Go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
I was like, Katri said that she could be the key to solving all of this.
Yes. Yes.
So that to me is always like a key that wants me to stay, like that keep the that makes me love Sarah. I think she's one of the most misunderstood characters. So I want her to go on. But they didn't really show too much of her in the trailer. We only saw her like
100%.
twice. We kind of already know that she's willing to sacrifice herself so that no one else will lose their soul there, and she already has accepted that she's lost her soul there. So if she's going to continue on with that thought train, I can see her putting herself in harm's way in order to protect everybody else. Whether or not they're going to realize that and know that's what she's doing, that's another story. I hope they do. I hope that she doesn't
Me
continue to
too.
be misunderstood. But I can see her taking one for the team. I guess is a lack of a better way to say it.
Me too. Because say what you want to, what she did for Elgin, she basically did that to save Boyd's soul. So you got you're good in my book. You know what I mean? You did the right thing, definitely. Elgin's the one that needs to go. But Elgin, no, hold on. We said it last season. Elgin can redeem himself. If Sarah can redeem himself, Elgin can do it too. So
he can redeem himself. He's still not coming to my barbecue. I'm just letting you know.
conversation there, 100%. I want to hear what you guys think about it first. Go ahead.
Best line she said is, "You need to stop talking in riddles." I was like, finally, you said so. You didn't say no, 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 no. Oh my God. Like, finally, you said something that fucking mattered. I'm like, yes, thank God. But so I think I had mentioned this when we spoke last time on the last stream that I think that episode 1, because it felt so different, we kind of know that that was like the breaking of the veil, right? The rules, they haven't figured the rules out, but the rules have changed.
Yes.
Something is now changed. Things are different. So I really liked, in my opinion, this kind of confirmed it when the boy in white was like, I don't think so. Like, you can't go through the tree anymore because things have changed. There's a new player on the board that changes the rules. They don't really understand what that means. But to me, that was confirmation that the rules and things have changed. They're not going to be able just to go through the faraway tree, which really was like a teleport. Like, they're going to have to take the long hike from like season 1 that Boyd and Sarah took. They're going to have to figure it out and find it. And that means surviving, it took them, 3 days to hike out there. So you're going to have to take talisman with you. You're going to have to risk it. You're going to have to take it out. And, you have to go out there and find it. But I do think that, like you said, it was an important conversation. And they now have a clock. I think Tabitha knows, and I'm hoping that this was like the fire under her ass to stop saying no, 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 and I can, and her little denial bullcrap that she does. Hopefully, like she's like we're running out of time, and I think that was like the key message. I hope though that she doesn't get like. Well, we just saw her do something stupid and irrational and completely forget her kids and try to run into the tree. I hope this kind of like grounds her and gives her some sense that she is running out of time and needs to do something, but she needs to talk it out and figure it out so they can do something. You running off and doing something independently that no one knows about is not going to help everybody else because you could just get killed and we would never know. So hopefully this kind of gives her a little bit more of a clear mind so she can do what she needs to do. But I hope this lights a fire under her ass and she starts doing something instead of whatever the hell she does and being a bad parent.
100%. Brian?
I just can't believe that no matter what you heard the boy might finally tell you something, and both y'all look away. They would have I'm like, hey, how about it's us three there, right? He says something. I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna keep on looking at him. Y'all can go look at these damn voices, whatever. I'm gonna get these answers. No, you ain't going away. You're not gonna pop out nowhere. No, bro. What was that? I don't care. I want to talk to you. So I'm gonna have this conversation right now. That's not gonna happen to me. So I'm just saying. I don't understand how both of them looked away.
Would you have just kept walking like they stopped? I would have kept walking and grabbed his arm and be like, you want to talk to me right now?
You want to tell me right now?
You want to talk?
I don't care about that. I'll find out what that is. And after this conversation, you won't tell me what this without that damn riddle. All the time, speaking in riddles. Too old for that. What's wrong with you?
In fact, you only come around once in a while, and you're gonna come around and give me some damn riddle and tell me I'm close to what, but not tell me what I'm supposed to damn well do. What am I close to? Dying? Like, what are you talking about here? You're very close. Okay, so tell me, what are we supposed to do here? I don't know, but I think also what I got from that, it seemed like I don't know if he was like frustrated or was trying to get them to understand how urgent it is now that they need to figure it out for themselves, right? Because he says you only have a little bit time left. He seemed like he was a little bit frustrated with them. You think he could be losing faith in Tabby?
I don't know. That's a question.
Considering that they've repeated the cycle so many times and he's obviously tried to help and do things because we saw him get frustrated. That's why he didn't want to help Victor last season.
Yes.
When Victor was like, why won't you talk to me and help me? And he's like, I tried that last time, meaning with Christopher, and it didn't work. Right. So I think he is definitely frustrated. You can kind of tell the demeanor, even the way he has his head down. I definitely think he's frustrated, but I don't think he's lost hope yet because he's gave them the warning he's there. And I still think that it's kind of like the boy in white versus the man in yellow as far as the two entities. So I think that he has to maintain faith and hope, or it's just like forfeiting a game.
I got you. I agree with you. Brian?
No, I agree wholeheartedly. But I feel like the boy in white is saying things because he knows he's pushing the right buttons. He doesn't want to tell you anything, but he's pushing a button to let you know you need to go figure out what's going on. So that now he already knew the next thing was they're going to run back and you're going to see Victor, you're going to see Ethan, and they're going to be with them, and they're going to discuss this conversation, and then maybe this pushes them to do the right thing now.
Right.
Maybe I'm pushing a button to get you to do what's next.
Right.
I got you. Tabitha heard her son scream and Henry heard Ethan yell Victor's name. Of course, they're going to run to their children. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Well, of course, Tabitha's going to run. Look, come on. hey, Daryl. You are really usually on the same wavelength, but come on, man. To be honest with me, it's just me here. Just tell me the truth. You know she ain't a good mother, man.
Tabby with her 2 sons and 2 lovers. Facts, 100%. We see Victor. He's crying.
We're over here.
Talk about the Boy Star too, but yeah. So Victor saying that he told himself that it never happened or it was a dream. It wasn't true. Confirms that the man in yellow is the one that did the massacre, right? We kind of questioned whether, Christopher had something to do with it or something like that, but I think it confirms that it's the man in yellow now, and Victor knows about the man in yellow. So what are your guys' thoughts if you have any theories about that? Go ahead, Jen.
I'm 100% with you. I think that definitely gave us confirmation. And it kind of explains why the man in yellow, or why Sophia whispered to the priest right before she killed him, I couldn't come in the form that I was in. So I think it kind of just full circled back to that moment. So I thought that was perfect. So I'm 100% with you that now they know this, and this is another big piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely, 100%. Brian?
I hope this is the point where you show us a glimpse of what happened that night.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna see the trailer. Yeah.
You gotta see the trailer. Teaser was. I'll be honest. I the last couple seasons, the teasers were really kind of spoilery, even though we still had so many questions. These teasers are as well, but considering what we get in the episode, it kind of really isn't that much. Because we get so much more. So we are going to get something in that, and the way it shows in the teaser was really interesting because that kind of ties back to Enzo, your theory about how it's not going to be Julie, it's going to probably be Fatima that we get the OG story from. I really,
Absolutely.
really agree with you on that.
I appreciate that. Thank you. See, I got some theories on point there. We're probably wrong, but at least I got some. Go on,
You've
Brian. You
been
were
right
saying,
before. You've been right before. So I
yeah,
mean,
like
I'm just saying.
1 out of 10,
Hey,
maybe.
that's what you got me, man. Don't worry about it. We good together. So, but I feel like this is going. This is why I don't understand why you say this is a filler. This is
Hmm.
opening so much of the world. If you didn't have any of this information, if we didn't put these corners together, you wouldn't be able to go to episode 4. It would just be
Yeah,
why? How did that come out of nowhere? No, you set everything in place, and now we're gonna get this bomb ass episode, which I cannot wait for, and it pisses me off that I have to wait all this time
I
to
know,
get to
I
Saturday
know,
night. Like what?
I
What are we
know,
doing here?
I
Guys,
know.
look, MGM Plus. Look, I'm Brian the Grizzly. Look, I live in Chicago. Come to me. Send me the stuff. Give me the first 6 episodes. I will never tell nobody. Don't worry about it. You think I'm telling them? I'm not
No,
telling
no.
them nothing. Come
So
tell me. Let me know what's going on.
MGM Plus, give it to me because I'm Canadian, right? So I'm in Canada. I'm like in another country. I can't mess up anything really. So you give it to me first, and I'll share it with these guys. I will. I'll give it to them. But you got to give it to the Canadian. We're trustworthy over here, right? We get to this point here, and this is very interesting because we see Boyd. He's having a conversation, and this is where he says he doesn't like what he's becoming. And then Abby, or at least we assume it's Abby, grabs his hand and tries to pull him under the ground. Now, my thoughts on this was, ooh, maybe they're trying to say Boyd has to die for everybody to get out. You know what I mean? That's what I got from that. Could be wrong, but I want to hear what you guys think.
No, I really kind of like that. I was not expecting from what we saw in the original trailer. I was not expecting for him to get pulled under the ground.
Hmm.
So I thought that I like that your theory that it means that he could possibly like have to die. I also thought that the answers kind of might be underneath the ground, like in the tunnels.
Ooh. Hmm.
So I know that we had been theorizing that maybe the lake might be in the tunnels or something in the tunnels because we're going to see Jade go down there. So I was thinking that that was a sign that, like, foreshadowing that something's got to go underground is into the caves.
I like that. I like that a lot. Brian, what about you?
What I thought is probably wrong, but I'm just gonna see. I thought it wasn't Abby. I actually think it's one of the monsters. And then they said how
Okay.
things are changing. Usually they can't come out during the day. It doesn't mean they're fucking vampires, right? They're still there. Maybe he's there, and the tunnel is right there above him, and they're reaching down for him. They reach up for him. And that's why I thought that could be something that's going on, and that the monsters are going to change. The whole deal with the monsters are going to change. We already know what's going to happen when they go out to the where the rocks are and all that stuff. When they start doing these, I think things are changing.
Hmm.
And that's what they're talking about. You're running out of time.
I like that. I like that too. People think Boyd is just imagining it. That's obviously not the case. No, he wasn't imagining it. I don't think anybody, like, anything we've seen was an imagination in the show. Like, it either appeared or it didn't, right? Maybe
Right.
only one person could see it, but I don't think anything was ever like an imagination. So whoever is thinking that, I think those are the ones that are a little bit overthinking it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I definitely think it's one of the two, and I liked your theory, Brian. Um, we'll find out because I think we all kind of think that Boyd might die in the final season. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
Boyd might die. So if he does die, it kind of makes sense that this is kind of foreshadowing, saying like, if you want to end this, you have to sacrifice yourself for everybody to get out too. So I thought that was very
I
interesting.
like it. I'm with you.
Now let's get your grades and predictions for the next episode, and then I'm gonna bring up the trailer. Go ahead, Jen. What you got?
Oh, I agree with Daryl in the comments. I think episode 4 is going to be freaking nuts.
Hmm.
I know that you haven't seen it yet, right, Byron? You
No,
haven't seen it yet?
nothing.
So I almost don't want to spoil it, but I think that we're going to get some scenes that we've been asking for, some specific scenes that are going to give us some clues. And I actually think that we're going to get some, Victor specifically, and some others talking more. We already seen Boyd come to Jade, and obviously, which I can't wait to see, we're going to see Jade high as fuck, tripping balls. So I can't wait to
Yeah.
see that. And I'm actually really curious to see whatever he sees, whether it's the little boy version of himself or whatever he sees, that's going to be what's going to that's going to be the catalyst to send him down into the tunnels. So I'm really curious to see what that moment is that sends him down there.
Absolutely, 100%. Said they also can't run, but we saw Smiley run at Miranda. Oh yeah, they can run, definitely. I give this episode a 9 out of 10. Did you give it your grade, Jen?
Oh, I say, yeah, no, I'm with you. I think every episode so far has been 10 out of 10.
Brian?
So I think we're gonna get exactly what Jen just said about Jade. That he's going to remember what actually happened that night. That who we remember, he's going to remember all of it. And he's going to realize that he did it, and he put a lot, and he set in motion all this stuff. He tried to stop it, but before he left something there. So he's going into the tunnels, not for any other thing, but for something that he left there to help them. He's going to. I need to go find out if it's actually there. He's going to, and that's where they're going to get caught up. But I think that's where we're going to kind of get from there. And then as far as the episode, give it an A minus. Because it's a good episode, but they have room to grow. But it's an important episode. This is a staple episode because without this, you don't get the rest of the damn season.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, this isn't a filler episode. It's a setup to what's to come, right? It's putting, like you said, the puzzle pieces in places. That's exactly what this episode did, right? You're going to see certain people going on their own quests. You're going to see them coming together, discussing what they learned, and then trying to figure it out. So this episode, yes, 100% is a 10 out of 10. It's an A plus, like every single episode so far, because I'm never bored watching this show. You know what I mean? There's some shows I watch like, this episode is kind of like, but this show is not, because I think there's so much things that you can miss if you're not really paying attention. And that's why I think a lot of people are giving it such a low rating, but no, it's definitely not. Let's check out this trailer.
It's mesmerizing. Cleaning that greasy mess with Dawn Platinum.
And not even
Yeah, I know.
strawberry.
I can't
Fluff my
stand these damn
feathers. It
YouTube
cuts
ads,
through
bro.
the
They
slimy
drive me
stuff
up a
better than their
wall.
old dish
Hey,
soap,
Dawn
removing
works, man. I was
99% of
watching
grease. That's why only Dawn is trusted to save wildlife.
Here we
You know
go.
you may not come back, right?
That thing I carried inside me. He feels how afraid I am. He likes it.
It's nice to see you again.
Whatever's wrong with me, what if I pass it on to someone else and then the voices start torturing them?
We came in a car just like the rest of us. And when everyone died, I saw him. He was eating her.
He was eating her?
Yes.
He was eating them. Yes.
Eating them.
Yes. Yes.
Damn.
And we get Julie, right, looking and seeing. So she actually travels back to this time, and that's what she sees is the man in yellow eating somebody. Now we also see there might be a death, because we see Mario running out.
We do not see Christy. This is what I was
Mario.
going to say. We do not see Christy. We see Marielle.
And then we see Sarah, and they're all looking. Looks like it doesn't look like the pool. It looks like where the car is turned over. Remember, there's a part where you see the car turned over. I guess it's in a pool, right? It looks like that's where they're on. So it's possible that someone is going to die there.
Yeah. So there's this big theory out there, the red shirt theory, that I think like 27 people have worn red shirts and like 25 of them have all died.
Wow.
So Christy's been wearing a red shirt. So I definitely thought that she was going to die this season. But now that you mentioned Marielle, we really didn't see too much of her. And she's another one. I need to know what happened to her. Like her and Randall in the theater coma. Like she's going to have a purpose. She's going to have something more. And right now she's been anchored down to Christy. So it would make sense if they killed Christy, because she needs another purpose in order to fulfill her purpose here and from. Like she needs it. She needs to do something. Instead of doting all over Christy, which I don't even understand how her leg is still hurt from the bear trap. I don't.
I know
Everybody
it
else,
was like
I mean,
forever. I'm
people have
like,
been
dude.
stabbed and they're fine. I mean, Alice is hopping around, right? I'm like, how long? How long? You're like, you didn't even break anything. It was like, bro, come on, walk.
Facts. Facts. You make a good point there, 100%. Yeah, so I think this episode is going to be fire. And, people are going to regret giving this episode a bad rating because when they see the next episode and how what we saw ties into that, they're going to realize what we saw. And I think it's because this year has a lot of new viewers for From, right? They said it has like the most viewers out of any season. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why some of the new viewers are like, oh, this episode wasn't that good. They're expecting like answers constantly, and that's not going to happen.
Play this one more time.
Yeah, let's watch the trailer one more time. All right.
Because you know me, I'm looking at all the details.
Yeah, for sure.
You go on this little trip, you may not come back, right? That thing I carried inside me. He feels how afraid I am. He likes it.
It's nice to see you again.
Whatever's wrong with me, what if I pass it on to someone else and then the voices start torturing them?
We came in a car just like the rest of us. And when everyone died, I saw him. He was eating her.
Hold on. I wanted to look at that picture.
He was eating her.
The bottle
I
tree.
saw him. He was eating her.
Yep.
Eating Miranda.
Yeah.
I saw him. He was
There's the bottle tree. Yeah, the bottle tree, the man in yellow. And is that Miranda?
I hope that's not Eloise.
Ooh.
That would be crazy. Oh my
Ooh, which would be kind of like why he don't remember, like he never
That's why he
remember
doesn't want to
Eloise.
remember.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He never drew a picture
shit.
of it. If he saw him eat her, bro.
Oh shit.
Right. And the showrunners could definitely throw us off because we all are going to assume it's Miranda.
Yeah.
But it could be Eloise.
Hence why the Eloise on the license plate. You know what I mean? Oh, that'll be tight. That'll be tight. Said an image for this episode came out. Should I tell you what's in the picture? It was Sarah is looking at, tells you another character who is alive in that scene. Really? Yeah, no, I don't think I want to know, Daryl. I know one character who is alive in the scene where Sarah is looking at the picture, looking at something from a new pic. Looks like Sophia is the one causing Sarah to hear voices.
100% believe that.
Yeah. Pic shows man in yellow eating Miranda. It's not Eloise. Eloise is still alive. I'm not sure. I know you're saying that because you still think Eloise is alive, but I'm not sure. Maybe. You could be right. Said Kenny can't catch a break. No.
That's fine. I feel like Chrissy got to die because Kenny has to his torture has to go on. Everyone around him that he loves. That's why he's gonna get out because everyone he loves is gonna die.
Well, it's not even that. Remember when Boyd went in with Acosta? That was the one point he said when he got real serious. He's like, if something would have happened to Christy, you and I would be having a different conversation right now. And he said that out loud.
Oh,
so not only
yeah.
Part, but if you want to further break Boyd without getting Ellis, the next person to get would be Christy. He loves her.
Oh yeah, because
so
Christy.
much.
You think about Christy brought Boyd back. He was at the edge. He was done. And Christy says, "No, you asked me to stitch up this fucking eye. You asked me to do all these crazy things. You don't lose. You can't go out." He's going to remember that for the rest of his life, which might be short. So we'll see.
Eloise was on the license plate just to hint to the audience that she is appearing this season. Absolutely. So you don't want to know who is live in the new pick? I'm going to ask you guys if you guys want to know. I'm probably going to end up seeing it anyway. So
if it's an original, like if it's a genuine pitch from like MGM, then yes, because it's out there. If it's a spoiler leak from somebody that got all the episodes and they just dropped a picture, then no, because I don't want them to fuck it up for me. But if it's an MGM, like real, like they dropped the picture, like it's something that you can find, it's regular MGM products, then I want to know.
And I'm pretty sure it's something that is not, it's an official release picture, is it?
So
It's an
I
official
would
release
want to
feature?
know since it's official.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
only because it's official and it's out there, right? That's not a secret. Then it's not a spoiler.
Exactly.
It's official. So I would want to know because it's official.
Yeah, so if it's official, you can definitely let us know. I'm pretty sure I will come across it sooner or later, but yeah, you
I'm
can
looking.
let us
I don't know
know.
what you're talking about. I'm looking for it right now. So you might as well go ahead and tell me.
Julie likely cuts her hair because of that monster that grabbed Julie's hair. Absolutely. The picture shows Christy looking down with Sarah.
Oh, okay. So then it's not Christy that died. Okay.
Oh,
We don't even know
okay.
that
I
there's
got
somebody
you.
dead there, but yeah, okay.
Said
Because
Christy
Mariel's
is
running
alive.
so
Okay.
fast.
I wouldn't
really
mind. I would
confused.
not mind if Marielle's the one that dies. I would not mind. I don't think it's possible, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
wouldn't mind.
We see Mariel running though in the pool scene, so it
yeah.
can't be her
But
too.
could she
That's
be
why I thought it
running
was
towards
Christy.
something?
Yeah, she's running towards where they're looking. That's why I didn't think it was Mariel. I was hoping it was.
Uh-huh.
Well, not hoping. I guess that sounds bad.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. And you guys ain't gonna like it. But what if it's Kenny? I don't see Kenny anywhere in this trailer.
Oh, he wasn't in much of the trailers to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
He was with Boyd. He's with Boyd.
He had a red
He's with
shirt on
Boyd.
this episode, though. Underneath that khaki
Well,
colored shirt, he had that maroon colored shirt.
Oh, you're trying to do this to me. Don't
You
do
you
this to me.
saying
I'm not ready.
You're saying he's with Boyd, but in the beginning of the trailer, he's not with Boyd. Boyd is with Jade.
I'm not ready. I'm not gonna let go. No, I'm not letting go. That's my guy. Come on.
Mariel's running to help her. I know, Daryl. I know you're saying it's not Kenny, but do we? I think we see Donna too, right? Do we see Donna in the trailer?
Oh,
Hold
Well,
on.
Donna's got us pushed up in Cannibal Village when they go on the food
That's
run,
right.
so
She
it
has to
can't
be
be
at
her.
the
Yes. Hey, wait. Is Kenny in that food run picture? I don't think he is. I think it's Donna. I know I see Tabitha, Ethan, Elgin, and is there anyone else? Is
Ellis is
Kenny
in
there
there.
with them?
Ellis.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Ellis,
Yep,
yeah.
Ellis.
It's
There's an extra that they show from the film, the pictures that I have from when I took it. There was there's two extras, and then everybody that you mentioned. I don't see Kenny in there.
oh shit. Have you guys seen a 30-second critics trailer that came out? No, we have not.
No, we have
No,
not.
we have not. But if you can, put it in the link, and we will definitely check it out. But not really much other than that. You guys have anything else on the episode?
I want more.
Yeah.
That's what. Look,
Yeah.
can we just turn it around? Let's not do these short episodes anymore. Give me hour and a half episodes. That's what I want. I want full, great story every time.
Yeah.
If you do that to me, then I could deal with this.
100%. Peter Griffin, what's up, brother? He said Mariel is just running to ask Jade to share those shrooms.
You got drugs? When we didn't see her before, she went.
Mushrooms? Donna's telling Jay that he may not come back, talking about him going to the caves. That scene's going to take place after Jane is on the shrooms and she's the visions. Yeah, I figured as much. I don't think this episode will probably end with Jade going to the tunnels. I don't think we're going to see him go in this episode. I could be wrong, but I don't think I see him going in this episode, but interesting. But I definitely think someone is going to die in this episode. So if you guys got anything else, if not, we will close it up for the night. Jenny, got anything else?
Trailer. Hold on. We got to see this critics trailer. I want to see if it
Yeah. I got to
if
see this quick trailer, but no, I have nothing else to add. This has been a great convo. Thank you guys so much. It's been awesome.
I know.
This is a
We
great show.
appreciate you coming in. Absolutely 100%. Let me see. From critics trailer.
Yeah.
I don't see anything here. Yeah, I don't. Oh wait, hold on. Is this something? No, I don't. You see something?
There is. So there's this critics say. So say from season 4 trailer. Critics say.
Okay, I'm looking at it now.
Protects and connects.
Most of the stuff is things we already saw. There's a
the
few
unmistakable
things that
feeling
kind
of
of
a
I want to point out.
Mercedes-Benz.
So we probably should watch that.
Is where you make your stand.
It's time to play.
went looking for answers. I found answers. This is our shot. This is where you make your stand.
See how Kenny look?
The man in yellow's back. It could all be happening again.
What do you want from me?
That's Marielle chained up. So go back to where Marielle's chained up, real quick.
Let's see if I can get there. Right there.
So why is she chained up?
I think
that's the ambulance, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's chained up in the ambulance. You were saying, Jen?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's a vision, but I think it's like something's going on in From that's doing that to her, and I think it's gonna tie her back to the cicada coma, like the fact that she hasn't talked. Because remember in the original trailer, we get her telling somebody, whatever this is, it's ancient, right? There's been something here for a long time, and it's ancient. So I think this is gonna be, for lack of a better term, like one of those visions or hallucinations where like the town plays a trick on her and she gets to see something, because there's no chains in the ambulance, but it looks like the chains from when she was in the Martin.
Yes, it does. That's exactly.
So I think it's going to bring her back to that moment, and maybe we might see her relive a little bit of what she was going through when she was chained up back in season 2?
2.
Yeah.
So let's go to the Kenny thing too. Because that Kenny thing looks.
Where's
at nighttime, just send it. All right, we just passed it.
I did. Hold on.
I found answers. This is our shot. I went looking for answers. I found answers. This is our shot. This is
right there.
Yeah. They're not supposed to be out at night.
What the hell?
But if you go back, we see Boyd walking through town and the lights are already on, like it's getting dark. Right? Yeah, right there. Boyd's walking through town, it's already getting dark. So I'm wondering what we can be ringing the bell that late. And Kenny being outside at night. Huh.
Kenny's a gunner, guys.
But he's going there, but he's not going there in that next episode.
No, it's not the next episode. But
this is part of Jade's and Boyd's plan, and I wonder if Kenny survives it because he's the bait.
Kenny looks like he's standing on the bus or next to it.
Right. And that's Smiley we see back in the bus, right? When he's changing. That's
Yeah.
Because the bus is right next to the big red motel sign.
In the full trailer, we see Marielle being chained up. Have you guys seen episodes 8 and 7 synopsis? No, I couldn't find it, man. I was looking after you told me. I was looking all night. I couldn't find it, man. I don't know if you have me on X or anything, or like put it in the comments of this video where the link where I can find it, because I couldn't find it. I would say Christy would never die, but seeing Kenny out at night would be for Christy. I don't know.
Only person I can see him going out at night to survive, to save.
It's on Rotten Tomatoes. I got you. All right, so let's see if I can find that real quick before we go. Listen, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I know I'm wrong, but Kenny's goner. I'm sorry. I know you guys don't want to hear it, but Kenny's a goner.
Don't kill my Kenny. Come on, man. It's not South Park.
Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes from season 4. Let's see if I can find it here. Because I know we did the synopsis for the first 6 episodes, which was on here. And let me see if I can find the rest of them. No, I don't. Still don't see it here. Episodes. See if you can find it, Brian.
Yeah, real quick.
Because I have the thing here, but I don't have the synopsis coming up for it. Videos, photos. Let's see. Try this another way.
I see it on Reddit.
You see it on Reddit? Okay, hold on. I think I found something here.
It was on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, no, I got it. All right. So hold on. Let me share the screen. I'm already on. My bad. All right. So episode 7. It says details here. Best laid plans. As Tabitha and Dave's troubling history is brought to light, things begin to unravel after another resident in town. Unravel for another resident in town. Boyd wants to test a dangerous theory. Ooh.
So maybe that's when Kenny's on the bus. And I told you that when they find out Tabitha and Jade, people are going to be pissed off. You're the reason we're here?
Ooh, interesting. And then 8 is a dangerous plan begins to take shape. How much is Boyd willing to risk for a chance to get everyone home? Fatima and Henry find themselves at two very different and disturbing crossroads. Victor helps Tabitha and Ethan prepare for the worst. Ooh. Shit. Fatima and Henry find themselves at two different disturbing crossroads.
Because of Smiley for Fatima.
Right.
And Henry, probably because if he kills him, he has to die for Victor to live.
Shit. That's fucked up.
We're gonna see Eloise after episode 8.
Yeah, I believe so too. Go ahead.
I have a theory that the reason why Victor is like survives so long is because he's untouchable. Because if Miranda's job was to save the kids, but she couldn't, but she was able to save him, he's just untouchable. But now that Henry's back, that might change the rules for Victor. He might be touchable now, and Henry would have to sacrifice himself in order for Victor to stay alive.
100%. I agree.
What if there's always someone that's untouchable? What if they think Kenny's the untouchable one, and that's why he goes out at night?
Oh,
that's the dangerous plan.
That's true. I thought Ellis would have been untouchable because Boyd killed Abby and saved him. But it might not, like he might have had to die by the hands of the monster in order to be an untouchable. Like Miranda died from Smiley. So I always wondered if the tooth that he has is Miranda's.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Civilization has finally froze over. What is a cute, smart, sophisticated chick doing on a panel with you bums? So that is the nerd man, and he's always coming in here messing up our chats and talking ish. Just ignore him. Just ignore it. Said, dude, it's there. Got it. Yeah, I got it. Based on the episode 6 picks, I think Sophia kidnaps Henry. Ooh. Henry being taken could be why Victor is freaking out in episode 7 pick. This episode was underwhelming. So this episode, Nerdman, is because you don't understand the show. You're too stupid to get it. And we understand that. No problem. Just click off the stream and find somewhere else. Nzo love him some from. What's up, Lawrence? You damn right I love me some from. Absolutely, I love me some from. The best show on TV. Guaranteed. Thank you for popping in, though. I appreciate you. But we are going to close it up for the night. I do appreciate everybody that came in here, and I do appreciate Jen for coming on again. Thank you, Jen. Tell the people where they can find you.
Thank you, everybody. And you can find me on the Scene Invaders channel. I'm also on Sci-Fi Vision channel covering Daredevil. And I also cover From and Widow's Bay on the Real Cinema Therapy channel.
And I think we're going to put you on the spot. I think we would like you to come on more of our From streams.
I am here for it. You guys are amazing. I have so much fun with you guys, and I think we vibe really well, so I'm down for it. This will be our spot. I'm here.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. 100%. Brian, tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You know, I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings, guys, on Mondays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturday nights, but, Saturday mornings, me and Nzo do our rewind show, and then Tuesdays, Sundays, we doing all the other shows that are going out because this is the best time of TV I've had in years. I've never seen something that every week we have 3 or 4 shows that we're talking about. I'm talking about we're going to have stuff going in June, July, August. It's going to continue. So stay with us. We're going to break down all the stuff and appreciate you guys watching.
Severance is coming out soon too, so make sure to check that out as well because we will definitely be doing breakdowns for Severance. So absolutely,
I got some theories for Severance. You guys got to see my brain map. If you take the brain and lay it over Petey's map, I can direct you through some shit. I gotta send it to you. I gotta get up with you on
No,
that.
oh my god, I love Severance more than I love any other
Same
show.
here. Oh my god, Severance is the best.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have to get you on our Severance streams as well. You know what
Hell
I
yeah,
mean?
I'll be down.
That one we do on the Spoiler Kings channel, but definitely we have to get you on that. Even Daryl said Jen is awesome. Yeah, man. And I think she vibes with us like no other, man. Like the jokes and everything is great. So we love it. I am Bigger for It Entertainment. Make sure to check us out tomorrow night. We'll be talking about the OOC. Thursday there will be no stream because I am going to see the Mortal Kombat movie. So I know. Well,
I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Damn, I gotta wait.
Yeah,
till
so Brian won't be back. All right, we just kicked him off the show because unfortunately he gets to see it tomorrow. all right. So they get to see it tomorrow.
Before you, I always see it before you.
Yeah, he said From is way better than Severance. I agree with you, but Severance is like 1A, 1B.
Severance is so many layers of Severance. It's so good. Like I went down the rabbit hole. I have blue Band-Aids. I go I have everything we're talking about Severance. I love it. But I have boards that have my stuff about Severance. I have boards that have stuff about From. I love both these shows.
Absolutely.
Silo's coming back too. Silo and July.
Silo's coming back. Oh, okay. So yeah, it was Silo that's coming back in July, and Severance is coming back like next year, right? Yeah. Silo that's coming back. Yeah. So we'll definitely be doing Silo as well, guys. So make sure to check that out too as well. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.